Full afternoon of football, really looking forward to it. Perfect conditions at ground level, perfect weather conditions, and two teams, on paper at least, that look very evenly placed.
Certainly do. Boxer Chino is with us, all thanks to Carpet Country, and he's back helping dreams become reality. Since 1981 is Boxer, and we apologise for the joke that just occurred in the pre-game show, although I do think it might have been one of his better ones. Boxer.
Yeah, thanks, Scott, and appreciate the feedback, and I'm so happy that Matt actually gave me the thumbs up.
Yeah.
The break was the resignation.
Well, that might have helped get the lid off too.
But no, I totally echo what probably two young sides going to show us. I think it'll be a game of half-backs today. I think both half-back lines will be instrumental on how either sides go. Felsberg for me off one and Sam Walsh off the other for Morwell. I think we're in for a cracking afternoon, Scud.
Paul Carter, the number one stats man, all thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute, the new D-Max. You can live your own way, and it's available at Gippsland Isuzu Ute today. Paul Carter, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Daryl, and gentlemen and listeners. Actually, Morwell, even during the Maffra glory double decade, always seem to perform very well here, Morwell teams, up against Maffra, even when Maffra are at their very strongest. The Tigers had two really good wins against Maffra last year, both in the region of 40 to 50 points. The game's going to be much, much closer today, and the ground is perfect, as Boxers let us know. I don't think there's a leaf moving on the big old gum tree over the other side there, and I think we're in for a great game.
Yeah, just tell me quickly, Scott, tell us a little bit about Charlie Burr. I haven't seen him before.
Yeah, brothers coming to the side, Charlie and Jackson. Charlie's the big ruckman. They call him Poodle. He's got the big locks as well, down from the morning to Peninsula way. Good size on him, whereas the brother Jackson will be a small half forward who will certainly give plenty in that attacking forward 50 for the Tigers. So Burr will start in the middle of the ground. He'll be up against the youngster of Tom Scott as the two ruckmen get at it. And for the Eagles, Carr's in there as well with Butcher and Kaloran. As the umpire will get things underway, in the first ruck will go to Burr. He tapped it down. Kaloran's there, comes off the back, gives it back to Carr. His handbar kick was partially smothered. Cooling gets it on the wing. This little chip kick is a wobbly one. Gets to centre half forward though. There's Jackson Burr. Boyd Bailey had his head over it. Felsberg got tackled quickly. Butcher, with his quick kick, dumped it to the middle of the ground. No one could mark it. Burr was there. The ruckman put on a strong tackle. And the umpire, after a few errant kicks and handballs, we get it back to the middle of the ground.
Tom Gray's got the job on Daniel Bedggood this afternoon, so I'm looking forward to that matchup, boys.
So Burr v Scott, basically back in the centre of the oval. Scott gets first, hands down. First player there looks to be Killeran, couldn't pick the ball up. Cooling taken without the ball. Umpire says play on, or go back in the direction of the centre circle again. So the heat's on, make no doubt about that. Bailey's kick was smothered. And now the contest at ground level becomes very hot as well. Tap forward and Cooling gets on the end of it. Gets some ground. This kick, well, wasn't quite on target either. Inside forward 50, the Tigers with numbers. And then gave away a free kick too high. Tackled without the ball. Maffra's defence stands tall and then comes grandstand side.
Yeah, they get it out wide. It finds a teammate in Harry Anderson on the half-back flank. Kicks it down the wing. Target is Bedggood. Well, his opponent fell over and he's able to run. One bounce, two bounces. Looks up. That's a wobbly kick. Something's wrong with the footy. We've had 5 of those already. Quigley with a head over the footy. Couldn't get it. Now Bedggood slips over. Gray comes in to help for the Tigers. Under pressure, kicks it backwards and nearly put it out of bounds on the full. Landed a centimetre in. Under pressure, insufficient intent, not there. Boundary throw-in.
I think Gray needs the umpire, the runner, pretty quickly, just to settle him down a little bit. He's just getting himself lost and allowing Bedggood just a little too much space. And when a player of that calibre gets that space, he's going to hurt you.
All right, so the ball, 20 metres from Maffra's goals. The home side kicking to the right of Radio. Ball thrown back in. Nice little touch out the back by Johnny Butcher. He's been around for a while. It falls in the arms of Alex Carr across the face of goals. We'll find the boundary line. Just a metre now from Maffra's goals. Opening couple of minutes of this first quarter, the game between Maffra and Morwell. The home side, the Eagles, into attack. No score yet.
Both sides have pushed numbers inside their 50 at the moment, so it's really clogged up in there.
Front spot was Burr, tapped it down, tried to rove this one through, and going nowhere there was Tahara. And we'll do it again. Butcher takes a ruck duty, hits it to a dangerous spot, twisting and turning back there was McQuillan. He got a handball away, under pressure, ripped out of that one by Boyd Bailey. Little kick off the ground. That was Brandon, sorry. Gets outside 50. Kaloran gives it back to Butcher. Can Butcher find a target inside? It's a high kick. Top of the square it goes. Ground level there was Brown for the Tigers. And they rush it through. No, they want to keep it in. Now they do. And Tom Gray puts it through for a minor score. The Virtue Home scoreboard in this first quarter.
One behind, 1 point to Maffra at the 3-minute mark.
Big matchup here, a bit of an indifference. Max Linton on John Butcher at the minute, so there's a bit of height difference there.
All right, so Campbell Bluent's the recipient of a kick. Sam Walsh now, defensive 50, comes grandstand side, falls in the arms of the big ruckman, Charlie Burr, we spoke of pre-game, and he goes to Tyler Brown, grandstand side on that left leg. Bailey along the wing. Oh, geez, dropping what he probably should have taken there. Boyd. Maffra was a big fellow in Boyd who has another opportunity and goes inboard. Nice work to John Butcher. He's been busy early, and that's always a good sign. And now Felsberg goes towards the outer side. Nicely done, Robbins. Sam Robbins. Can he find a teammate? He can. And Anderson now from the outer side wing to Bedgegood. Dances around one. Nicely done. Onto his left. Handball's on, and they've got some runners. Felsberg again, followed up nicely. Entry into the forward 50. Poor. Cut off nicely by Blewett. And off they go again, the Tigers, through to the centre of the oval. Skills are poor at the moment from both sides, and the umpire will take control. Left half forward flank, Maffra into attack.
These punch kicks aren't working at the minute, too. The balls are only really not working at all. Danny Butcher, what a start of the game he's had already. He's a big influence on the game.
1 point the margin. Maffra lead it. 4 minutes in. Head over the football there was McAuliffe. Handball straight to the ruckman in. Scott, though, gets backward. Taking on the tackler there is Carr. This is Alex. Drives it inside forward 50. 1-on-1. Linton gives away the free kick on Butcher. No, he doesn't. The umpire said no. Butcher gave the umpire a serve. And it goes through for another minor score. 4.5 minutes in.
2 behind, 2 points on the Virtue Home scoreboard.
All right, so more to bring the ball back into play. They'll do that through Tyler Brown, who chooses to go to the outer side of the ground from our commentary position this time. A one-on-one contest may not have been the best option. McFarlane now battles hard for the ball, or is it that new player that you spoke of, Scud?
No, that one's Grant. Archie Grant over there.
Grant. So the ball to be thrown back in, round about left half forward flank. Maffra still into attack. Nearly 5 minutes gone. It's just ticked over that margin now. And the contest is on again. Scott v. the big fella for Morwell in Charlie Burr. Ball falls to the front of the pack. I reckon the umpire might take control again. No, spills out just as the umpire had whistled to mouth, and now he chooses to take control again.
I tell you what, Maffra's really physical today. The physicality is really on at the minute too, and it's been led by Danny Butcher, really forcing the errors for the Tigers.
Burr tapped it down, got it to the outer side where Grant was there for the Tigers. The underground handball. Just in the way there of Anderson, and then quickly wrapped up, although it was over the shoulder. Zach O'Keefe got him from the Eagles. And Grant just holds his right hip. So Anderson's short kick missed the target.
Again.
Boyd Bailey missed it. Kick off the ground there, O'Brien. Trying to win it going the other direction was Butcher. Head over it there, though. The Tigers have got some numbers and then get crunched on the outer side. We'll have a boundary throw in.
I don't think I've seen the skills so poor early in the game for the whole year so far.
And it's all different type of players at the moment, is it? That's why, and both sides on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. It's great to have your company. Quick kick there was from Scott. They're going back to the flight. Quigley across half back. And the Tigers have moved a few around. So Quigley will look to switch this one. He doesn't have it, so he goes short and doesn't make the target again. As Bailey, this is Brandon, kicks around his body to the wing. And nicely taken by Boyd. And the youngster gets called to play on. Has to square this one across to Robbins. On his own, he's got one further afield. Butcher, the midfielder, all on his own at half forward. He's usually a good kick. They'll go in the direction of the full forward. Leading out in the front spot was Brown. Tried to get it to his brother Butcher and couldn't do so. And Brown finds Bailey. That's Boyd. Boyd switches it out wide to Walsh on the half-back flank. And he'll look up. He'll look inboard. Nothing there. We'll have to kick down the line towards the winger, though. Goes inboard. Not the favour. Smith in the front spot for the Tigers. No one can mark. Coming the other direction there was Ross. Left the footy behind. Felsberg in a quick handball. Ends up now in Carr's hands. That's Ed. The kick around the body, though. And Burr dropped the mark he should have taken. Quick handball to Bailey. Out the back to Walsh. Walsh's kick inboard. We'll find McAuliffe if they got run. But he's going to slow it down. He'll roll around on the right foot. Deliver to half forward. McDonald at his toes. Puts one hand down. We haven't had a goal scored yet. Hillier was there. Kick around the body. Goes towards McDonald. Does it sit for him? Only just. And now they go to ground. As they crash in and Hillier puts a strong tackle on to cause the stoppage on O'Brien. Ball up.
I really struggled to actually pick up Cody McDonald too. We've always known him to wear a helmet.
Yep.
He's non-helmet
So 25 metres from Morwell's goals. They're into attack. A nice tap down, though, by the Eagles. They've got first go at the ball. Not gobbled up by them. Quick kick around the body from Blewett. McKenzie around about the point post. Now it hits the upright goal post after that spoil. First goal of the first point of the afternoon. I apologise for the visiting side, Paul Carter.
One behind 1 point at the 8-minute mark on the Virtue Homes scoreboard for Morwell.
So Felsberg rolls into the near side, which is the grandstand side. Change room side here at Maffra. Long, high kick. The fly will occur. No one can mark it. What was there? Boyd was there as well for the Eagles. McKenzie Blue with a nice handball. Walsh gave it to Cooling. Took on the tackle. Didn't have a prior opportunity. And the umpire will ball it up.
I'm impressed with Maffra's work rate at the moment. They're really hunting in packs. They're making and forcing the errors to the Tigers.
Nicely done, Scott. Feeds it down. Good work by Alex Carr. Goes inboard. The option was there for Henry Anderson. His kick was pinpoint perfect and fell in the arms of Watt. That's Archer. Goes inside forward 50. Got some good movement down there. Play on. Nicely done by Tuhara. A kick for goal. Just offline. And yet another minor score.
Now on the Virtue Homes scoreboard, it's 3 behind 3 points to Maffra, 1 behind 1 point Morwell, 2 point lead to Maffra at the 9-minute mark.
All right, ball brought back into the play by Morwell, straight down the gullet, nicely found by Aidan Quigley. Looks to his right, a half-back flank. It's taken by Boyd Bailey on that left leg. Again, they don't make ground, but they keep possession and spread the defence of Maffra, which has been pretty tight, as our expert commentator in Nick Licino has highlighted. Berkeley McFarlane, still from the half-back line, threads one through, finds a teammate, and off they go through Quigley.
So Quigley just slows it down, though. He wants to go backwards to Brown. Doesn't continue on the switch, decides to go straight down the middle of the ground. Got a hand in there was Ross. Smith had to have a second effort. The ball now bobbles out. Bailey gave a quick one to Mackenzie Blewett. Over the top to Riley Lopez. He can go by further hand. Cody McDonald, first game back in 18 months of footy. Right foot shot on goal. Goes back through the middle. And every Tiger will just about get to him. He's faced some injury concerns, but Cody McDonald puts it through for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's a great finish there by McDonald, but for me, the highlight there was the slow play by Morwell. They just wanted to keep control of the footy. They were able to do it good by foot. And they looked for that slingshot. So once they got that ball past the centre line there too, there was players on the run. Great feed in. So really good signs then too for that patch of play for the Tigers.
And the first goal has come on the board at the 10-minute mark of the first quarter on the Virtue Homes scoreboard, that is. Morwell leading now by 4 points, 1-1-7 to 3 behind 3 points.
I like Mac Blewett's influence on the game too. Just those couple of passages of play, he was good and his hands were good. He's just showed some real calm level for such a young player.
All right, the ball back in the centre of Maffra's home ground, and Scott gets the tap down to Carr. Carr fed it off beautifully and quickly, and it fell in the arms of Anderson, whose kick inside forward 50 puts the defence of Morwell under pressure. They are equal to the task and held that ball in. Central umpire takes control. 30 metres from Maffra's goal. As you just heard, Morwell 1-1-7 on the Virtue Home scoreboard, and Maffra 3 behind as they again have another assault on goal. Free kick's been paid. Which way is it going to go? It's going to go the way of the home side. And 20 metres out directly in front. Archer Watt may have the chance to register the first major for Maffra.
I just didn't see what the free kick was there for either, but too high? Yep. I couldn't see just through this little bit of a blind spot here as well. So a big opportunity here for Watt.
So Watt directly in front, 25 metres out. Bread and butter, you would think, but every time you say that, you're always in danger of getting that. A kick sprayed to the right, and a dead set miss that shouldn't have been so.
And Maffra can't afford these sort of misses early on. As we said, they need to make a good start. 4 behind 4 points, Maffra. Trail Morwell by 3 points in the Virtue Home scoreboard, 1-7.
Zach Anderson's kick turned over. Cooling was there at half back. Right foot kick to some open space. Trying to get someone to run onto that one. And unfortunately for the Tigers, it was all the Eagles. They shuffle it forward now. It might be picked off by the Tigers. Bailey's handball, though, missed the target. Burr crashes in. Head over the football on the outer side for the Eagles. Does well. And that player out there looks to be Ross. And he'll cause the stoppage, allow his teammates to come and reassess. Scott with a beautiful tap down to Kaloran. Handballs backwards to Ashton Wright. His wobbly kick will find a teammate, although it wasn't taken in the end. Had to handball back to Kaloran. Now he kicks to centre half forward. In the front spot is Walsh. And Walsh will take the mark. He'll square it out wide. He'll find Brown. Brown's got a runner inboard. He doesn't give the handball.
Oh, he's paid 50.
And he's going to pay the 50-metre penalty.
And I think that's that stand rule again, but I think there was a player in the protected space too when he actually marked it, but unlucky.
So Brown gets it towards Walsh, who ran on from half-back, delivers to Cody McDonald again, inside forward 50. He's 45 metres out. Might just be on his limit. He decides to pass it off and turn it over. And taking the grab there was Robbins.
It's just turnover footy at the moment, isn't it? End to end, just sloppy skills.
So Robbins, defensive 50. Sorry, Scud coming over the top. Comes grandstand side, 2-on-1 contest. Roved beautifully. Absolutely gorgeous it was for a moment. Archer Watt before some desperate work by Morwell's Blake Cooling. Saw the ball spill over the boundary line. So right in front of our Gippsland live commentary position, there'll be a boundary throw-in. Virtue home scoreboard, Maffra 4 behind, Morwell 1-1-7, and we've played 13 3/4 minutes. Ball thrown back in, nice work at the bottom of the pack. Can they get the ball out? That's the question for Morwell. Can't at the moment. Umpire lets it go, and probably a good decision as well because Maffra got out, but only so far as Cooling. He dished it off nicely to, oh my goodness, these skills truly. If it wasn't so serious, you'd get the giggles. But anyway, the ball's in play. Nicely stood his ground there and did it quite nicely was Archer Watt. Hang on to the ball, quick kick forward, nice dodge. Maffra in all sorts of traffic have ran in, out and back into trouble and they can't get out. I tell you what, this is truly, have you ever seen a Benny Hill movie? This is what I'm watching at the moment. Scott finally dispossessed, nicely done. Decision made. Berkeley McFarlane goes long, direct to forward 50, right on the paint, picked up nicely. Bailey, top of the square, wasn't as good as it could have been. Good defensive mark taken by James Reid.
Well, Reid's going to transfer the play and a wobbly kick will miss the target out there to Butcher. He's got some work. Campbell closes. Gets a handball away, does Butcher though, to Ross. Now to right. His kick goes straight up and down. And going back there was Campbell, who couldn't complete the mark. Butcher did well. Campbell has to go again, and at ground level there'll be a free kick going the Tigers' way.
I'm serious. If this is the best football in Gippsland, there's something wrong with the ball.
The ball, there's got to be the ball.
Campbell's kick dropped short. Reid was able to pick it up. Handball out the back there on that occasion from Tahara. A quick kick out from the Eagles where he turned over. And McFarlane got called to play on. Gave a handball to Quigley. Shrugs one tackle. Gives a handball back to McFarlane. 51 metres out. And we find a target eventually. Riley Lopez inside 50.
Yeah, that was tough play. That was tough to watch as well. But Boyd Bailey's just starting to influence the game a little bit too. Smart hands. He held the ball back too. Just allow players to get their numbers inside their forward 50. And they found Riley on his own.
Paul Carter.
Boyd Bailey leading from the front, 8 disposals already in halfway through the first quarter.
So Riley Lopez looks to get the Tigers second, leans back on it and pushes it to the right. The Virtue home scoreboard this afternoon, 3 unique homes, the double-storey Olivia and the family live in Kingston, along with the ranch-style Windsor as well.
Morwell 1-2-8, leading Maffra 4 behind 4 points.
All right, so the ball will go towards the outer side of the ground. The bloke with the kicking duties is Ashton Wright that goes and finds a teammate in Will Ross, still in defensive 50. Short leg was Alex Carr. Haven't gained much, if any, room at the moment, but Alex Carr takes 2 bounces, comes grandstand side, and then a big long kick, but it was perfectly placed to fall in the arms of Zach Velsberg, who's been pretty busy today too. Plays on with that stand rule on the mark, gave him room to move along the line, and the kick was pretty good. Out the back it goes, falls in the arms of John Butcher. He fell down, got a handball out, more in hope than anything else, and cut off by the Morwell defence, but only momentarily. No, marked beautifully. The umpire called the mark, and in the end it was read well. Bailey takes a mark from the wing, grandstand side. Again, goes past the 50 paint and inside forward 50.
Reid.
Nicely done at the base of the pack by the Maffra defence, and you heard it perfectly in the background, called by Scud. Goes short now, and Sam Robbins takes a mark. Just outside forward 50, chips it ahead. Bit of room to move again for Jet Killoran, like the name Jet. I really do. Got a puppy called Jet, but I mean that's obviously not related. Killoran goes towards the outside. Felsberg again. He's getting a few touches, isn't he? And here we go again. Maffra keeping control of the ball. O'Brien went inside forward 50. Bench good from a standing start from 50.
Oh, good.
Kicked to within a metre or 2 of his goals, but taken by Jack McQuillan, who has changed jumpers if you're at the ground today. I think he was listed as a 51 from memory, and now he's wearing a 38.
That thing was spinning sideways and top over and everything, wasn't it?
A good mark. Now he plays on left leg around the body and across the face of goals. And guess what? Another minor score, boys.
1-2-8 is the Morwell score on the virtual home scoreboard. Maffra now 5 behind 5 points. Almost 18 minutes played of this first quarter.
John Reed's doing a great job on Brandon McDonald at the moment.
James is doing a good one too.
What's his name? Did I call him John?
Yeah,
that's his brother. I know
John's
him
an
pretty well.
assistant coach at Morwell.
But thanks for rectifying that for me.
No worries. Always looking after your boxer. McAuliffe received the kick out of full-back. We'll get out wide to Anderson. Scott got his hand up though, the big ruckman. Gets across, causes the fumble and a boundary throw in one. Well done by the youngster.
One thing I learned about Tom Scott during the week as well was he's an elite runner. So
really?
one of his things is one of his strengths is he's able to run for a big fella.
Well, yeah, I'll give that to Burr, who headbutted that one down. Comes out the back. The whistle has gone. And a free kick will go to Berkeley McFarlane, who will go inboard on the 45 to Bailey, who takes the mark. He can turn and look again. Looks down the wing. He's going to go longer option towards Jackson. Burr will have to fly. Can't complete the mark. Watt spoil. Now Burr does some fighting work at ground level. And another ball up right in front of us.
I know we're talking about the errors and everything else as well, but the half back lines are winning the game of footy at the moment. There's no half forward movement at all from Morwell.
Burr hit it down to Bailey. McFarlane in a tight phone booth. Cooling took on the tackler, got around one. Right foot chip kicks neat and found Mackenzie Blewett. We'll give the handball back to Cooling. Had to fumble it. The second grab was okay to Linton. Back to Cooling. Right foot kick to the outer side. He's switched it right across the ground. It's going to come off. Cody McDonald has it. He looks up. Brandon McDonald presents. Not there. Bailey's there and hits him. Beautifully done from Cody. Bailey's too far out to score though. 51 metres. Puts it to the teeth of the goal square. And Brandon McDonald's got the sit. Worked Reed underneath it. And marked it in the square, boxer?
No, he's just outside the square, Scud. So the angle's going to be tight. It'll be probably a left foot or a banana kick with your lefty, by the look of it.
I noticed only 6 goals for the year so far for McDonald, 3 of those last week.
Tigers by 3. Left foot kick around the body, misses absolutely everything except the points. No? Yeah, it does miss everything. It's out of bounds on the... No?
That's a point.
The goal umpire doesn't want to give us anything.
No one was showing any emotion there.
It's a minor score, Paul.
1-3-9 to 5 behind 5 points. No wonder we make mistakes up here.
All right, Felsberg from the outer side goes towards the outer side. Just outside defensive 50 for the home side. As you heard, Maffra trailing by 4 points, but with one more scoring shot. 5 behinds they are. Morwell 1 goal 3. Both teams have had their chances. So they come back grandstand side. Geez, I tell you what, this is dangerous. Ormond hasn't got much room to move and under pressure chooses to give away a point rather than take on a forward. So another minor score, Paul Carter, over to you.
We've had 1 goal 9 scored between the two of them. 1-4 to Morwell, 5 behinds to Maffra.
Right, went to Felsberg, and Felsberg's kick towards Tahara, who dropped the mark. Bailey gets on the end of this one. Left foot kick from 50, not going to get the score. And it's in the hands, just outside of the hands, I should say, of Brandon McDonald.
Boyd Bailey?
That was
Boyd Bailey.
Yep. Brandon McDonald couldn't quite take the grab, but it was a boundary throw.
He's trying to get that separation away from Reed because Reed's been on top of him at the minute, but just the kicks coming inside 50 haven't been great at all.
Boundary throw in. It'll be Boyd up against McDonald. Boyd tapped it down. Lockie Allman was with strength. Gave it to Wright. Tried the underground handball to a teammate in Stables. Did well. Gave it to Carr. Free kick. That's over the shoulder. Alex Carr. He does that so well. And he's been playing a little bit back, has Alex, throughout the first half of season 2024. Gets called to play on. A good smother by Jackson Burr. They're the little 1% you want from your small forward.
Absolutely, and he's a little bit of grunt too, Burr. I just like the way he goes about things as well, and didn't take a backward step then either.
So inside forward 50 for Morwell, grandstand side. They're 30 metres from home, and to contest the ruck. Ooh. Ball thrown back over the ruck contest.
Good throw in.
Nicely done by Carr. Take 2. This time he clears by 50 metres. Bedgood's the target. Falls to ground. Out the back of the pack. Who's there? Morwell, our first player there. Scott comes in and eventually he'll find the boundary line. And it was Tom Gray from Morwell.
We just need to
fought
get
hard.
more yardage when they're getting a little bit of oomph behind the ball.
Yeah.
Alex Carr's shown us every time he's touched the ball, he uses his ball very well and gets yardage when he gets the ball long.
So Burr v Scott, centre wing. Burr front position, left foot tap. Can he find a teammate? He can't. Maffra first player there, picked up by Killeran. He was picked up himself.
Holding the footy.
Dropping the ball. Free kick goes the way of Hillier. So Hillier, centre wing, inside. Can he get a runner? He can. Bailey, 1-2 touches. He's got to run it to his right if he sees it. He does. And that runner is Anderson. Inside forward 50 all the time in the world. And he's found a forward. The diving mark by Brandon McDonald. This margin will test him from outside 50, top of the square. 1-on-1 out the back. Good mark. Thank you very much. Jackson Burr, brother of Ruckman, and this should be bread and butter this time.
Sorry, it's all about transition play, isn't it? And the mark was good. The lead was great by Brandon McDonald too. It was a long lead, a sustained lead.
Jackson Burr dead in front, hooked it to the left. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what?
What? Oh, sorry.
Another behind.
1 goal
What
10
the
between the two.
heck was that?
Morwell, 1 goal 5-11, leading Maffra 5 behind 5 points. Virtue home scoreboard.
Ed Carr gets it towards Robbins. Defensive 50. Inboard 45 kick is just okay. And found Stables. Or is it O'Keefe there? It's on the half-back flank. They kick it down the line. It was Stables. No one can mark it down there. Scott's groundwork was okay to Kaloran. Gets a handball back to Robbins. He goes backwards then to Carr. And Carr's kick, Ed. Down the line it goes. No one can mark. Ball now in dispute. Nicely done on that occasion by Josh Stubb. Kicks to top of the 50. Josh Butcher's there. Left it behind. Linton. Gave a handball to no one in particular. Has to butter up his work. Coming the other direction was Zach O'Keefe. And he's been pinged. It went out of bounds on the full. So O'Keefe quickly says, I'll grab it and go inside forward 50. And Butcher just absolutely crushed back there.
Yes.
And the free kick is there. It was to Blewett. A knee right in the ribs, you'd think.
It's great gutsy play then too, if it is Blewett.
It's Walsh.
It's Walsh.
Yep.
Just he ran back in the back of the play here too. Now the umpires...
Did I just see a hand go out for a reversal there?
I think so.
I think so.
It's going to be a free kick
to Butcher in the end.
So Butcher's brother...
No, other way.
No, Danny's got it.
Yeah, Danny's got it now, but John calls the free kick.
Danny calls the free kick.
And he gets a free kick.
Yep.
So Danny calls a free kick and gets a free kick.
Yep.
And can you believe this? After we've seen 1 goal 10, we might see scores locked away in the first quarter if Butcher can make this a goal rather than butcher it, as most other players have.
So Siren's gone, and Danny Butcher makes no certainty of it.
Oh, my.
And he's missed it. It's been a strange first quarter, to say the least. And I would dare say that both sides want to check the football. But as it stands at quarter time, Maffra are 6 behind, and they trail the Tigers 1-5-11 at quarter time. There's a little bit of a dust-up. Johnny Butcher wasn't happy with a few of the Tigers coming in. They'll break away from it now, and both sides will get to their huddle, and they should be focused on how to use the football, because that was not good to watch. It's quarter time, and it is Gippsland Live on TRFM. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. Welcome back. We've got a feeling in our bones, Poppy, that this game can only get better. As it's a 5-point margin.
Don't think there's any doubt about that.
You just heard
1 goal 11.
the one highlight that we just heard was that goal, and of course 1-5-11 it was for the Tigers. 6 behinds for the Eagles. Boxer, something's wrong with the footy, or something's wrong with the pressure out there, or the way they're using the footy, but that was ugly.
Yeah, just got a message there from Pete Mooney, who's I think team manager or whatever it is for the Tigers, and they've even asked the umpire to change the footy, and they've said no, it's just you guys can't kick both sides. So fair enough. Fair enough.
Paul Carter, some of the key stats for all thanks to Gippsland Isuzu, the new D-Max is there now.
Well, the inside 50s were even at 9 apiece. Clearances, Maffra's way 9-6, 2 centre clearances only. The first one and the one after, thank goodness for Cody McDonald's goal. Free kicks, Morwell 6-3, marked pretty even. I'm not going to go down to the goal, shooting for goal.
Nope.
Ruckman, Charlie Burr, it's probably just edged Tom Scott at the moment, 7 hit-outs to 5. Of the players we're following, Alex Carr, 8 disposals, Ed, 5, 9 to Jet Kaloran, 8 to Zach Belsberg, 3 to Ashton Wright. Boyd Bailey, 13 disposals to quarter time, Zach Anderson, 6, 4 to Cody McDonald, and 4 to Tyler Brown.
Thank you very much, Paul.
I have seen worse, by the way. When I was a young kid, my dad took me to the Ballarat Football League prelim final in the late 60s. East Ballarat went in at quarter time at 12 behinds, 12 points.
Interesting that I reckon 3 of the midfielders from both sides in the middle just grab the footy. They squeeze the end of it, squeeze the middle of the ball. Yep, it's red. It's a footy. I don't think they got an answer out of it, but everyone's concerned about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you can do.
Things can only improve, as you said. Here we go, second quarter.
Well, the Heat is putting more air into the football and we're away into the second quarter. Let's hope that the skills improve. Brown got quickly wrapped up in a tackle by Kaloran. And a sling tackle in the end will go the Tigers' way. So Brown wins a free kick right in the middle of the ground. Hesitates and then kicks towards half forward. That's a better kick. Here we go, boys. We have an efficient kick to Campbell. Goes inside forward 50. Big pack forms. Reid being solid down back. Wins the footy. He's got no one out on the wing except presenting now from half forward is Tahara. Goes and meets it. Drops the footy in the tackle. Play onto the umpire. Again, handles over the top towards Scott. Brown was there again on the Kaloran. The 2 number. The 15 there for Maffra in Jet Kaloran caused the stoppage. We'll have a ball up. Half forward flank for the Tigers.
Scott, I'm going to try and get some scores out thanks to Harvey Norman Gippsland as you get through the breaks there.
All right, at this stage, though, it's the big fella 4 more. They've got the tap in Bird. Nicely done off the back line, though. Felsberg been pretty busy. Lots of the ball. Goes in, searching for his teammate in Anderson. Dropped what he should have taken. Will he get a second chance? He will. Can he do anything with it? He cannot at this stage. And obviously, Morwell run away with the ball through Bailey. That's Brandon Bailey, half forward line. A quick kick around the body. They're inside forward 50. They've got room now. McDonald from 40 across the goals and 10 metres from home. And now the race is on. And who's going to win that race? You'd be hoping that it's going to be Bird. That's Jackson Bird, but he's been closed down real quickly before the ball spills over the boundary line. 35 metres from Morwell's goals. Morwell now kicking to the right of radio. The Maffra end of town. Scoreboard, if you've just joined us, can you believe this? Maffra 6 behinds in the first quarter. Morwell 1 goal 5 in the first quarter. Opening minute or 2 of this second quarter. Morwell into attack and the umpire will take control and ball up 45 metres.
Just that Brandon McDonald kick too. We had 2 players at the top of the square free. If you just lowered his eyes and looked around before he had a shot.
Scott with a decisive tap down to Reid. Kicks around his body. Anderson will fly from the back. Causes the spoil. Cooling attacks it. Handballs inboard to Quigley. Quigley inboard kick to Brown under pressure. Good spoil over the back. Maffra's got it now through Bedgood. Now to Carr. That's Alex. Gets a shoulder free. Handballs out the wide towards Ross. He goes backwards to Killeran. And his little kick. Well, hesitation there from Tahara. Had to go back and get it. Strong tackle by Anderson. McAuliffe will give a handball now with the Tigers to Bailey. And Boyd will square it to the middle of the ground. Grant will take the mark. And just slow it up. Does the handball draw to Walsh. Gives it back to Boyd Bailey. Left foot kick into a forward target. McDonald can take the mark. And that's a better build-up, and that's a better inside 50 delivery.
It was a really good inside 50 delivery. I think Reid's playing McDonald in front, so he found his lead on the side. So what that does too now is really hurts the angle of the where he's going to kick it from as well. So it's a tough pocket to kick from here at Maffra.
So Brandon Bailey, no breeze to speak of here, which is rare at Maffra. Right foot shot on goal, likes it off the boot, and the umpire likes it as well. And they give the all clear. So 3 minutes in, we have a goal on the board.
Something's going to happen when you just keep persevering. So to get that early goal, to see only our second goal for the afternoon so early in this quarter, it only has to up your confidence too. And what Morwell has done, they've made a couple of changes at quarter time too. I like the move of Tyler Brown into the middle off half back. He's already given that little bit of drive already early in this second quarter.
Murray Racing Club scoreboard at the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Morwell 11-point lead, 2-5-17 to 6 behind, 6 points.
Boxer quickly around the ground for a couple of Gippsland League games.
Yep, Sale 5-5-35, Drew and 2 straight 12. Lee and Gaffer 2-2-14 to Warrell with just the 3 points.
All right, ball back in the centre square. Nicely done by Carr. He's taken ball. He's tackled, but gets a quick kick to the towards the grandstand wing. Dispossessed was Cooling. First player there for Maffra was Danny Butcher. He's been good for the home side today and one of a few players at the bottom of the pack. Nicely done.
Wonthaggi 2 straight 12. Terrelgan just the 2 points. So very low scoring games across the Gippsland League. And Maui 4 straight 24. Lee Bairnsdale 3-3-21.
Burr's second effort was good. Won the footy and then lost it. And then they jump in the back. There should be a free kick to the Eagles. Not paid though. Umpire missed that one. Free kick should have gone to Ross.
We'll just jump into the mid-Gippsland quickly. A couple of the main games there. Newborough 3-4-22 lead. Morwell East 3-2-20. Thorpedale 3 straight 18. Stony Creek 5 straight 30.
So from that stoppage, ball, no one really won it, except at the end of this is Riley Lopez. Kicks to a dangerous spot. McDonald can elevate a mark, but there's a shepherding off the play. Hilly has given away the free kick and will go Lockie Allman's way. So Maffra just get a freebie there. The kick is neat. Found Alex Carr. He'll roll to the far side. Right foot kick. Delivery is good to Robinson. Half-back flank for the Eagles. Holding onto the ball. Decides to go to the longer option, and that's a good option too. Harry Anderson is the one. Inboard to Caloran was on. Not given though. Now Anderson gets called to play on. He kicks it long and high to the top of these 50. And the Tigers will pick it off. Walsh will be able to square this one across towards Cooling, but the kicker's missed him. He's a foot race now. Blewett will come out to help. He left it behind. Now Josh Butcher has it. Johnny gives it to O'Brien. Cooling calls the errant handball. Gave a handball over the top to Quigley. And Quigley runs away from O'Brien. Went to handball back inboard. Decides to kick to the wing and just keep it in the field of play. Goes over now for a boundary throw in.
Good work right there by young Cooling as well. Good support though from his back three, but just his persistent there was just able to get that ball clear out of his defensive area.
Maffra robbing Peter the pay. Paul Beachgood getting the ball up the ground. Then they go forward. There's not a big tall option, and ball bounced out too quick. Now with the ball was Aiden Quigley, dispossessed. Nice contest between him and Butcher.
Looked like a wrist.
Yes, a bit of physicality between
they were
both players.
Throwing right up.
Haymakers everywhere.
Just trying to handball the ball.
Yeah, both players were doing it. Only one had the ball. Ball thrown up. Scott leapt high. I reckon Burr might have got the tap. Ground level. Nicely done. Forward hard. I reckon it could have been for Morwell. McAuliffe did a good job. And now a free kick will go the way
down the ground.
Shepherding. A long way from where the ball was. I'm talking 50 plus metres. The umpires picked out a free kick. It's going to go the way of Brandon McDonald. And he loves these. And this should be, in fact, I reckon it could be, Brandon McDonald. This could be, or should be, bread and butter. We've said that before today, though, haven't we?
We have.
1 goal in the first quarter.
Like that.
Nicely done. He's done very well. Was that a goal?
No.
Oh, God, I give up. I truly give up.
Murray Racing Club scoreboard. Morwell leading by 2 goals, 2-6-18 to Maffra, 6 behind, 6 points.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Felsberg finds Ed Carr.
Well, they only poked at it. No, that was the problem.
Just ridiculous.
Yeah. What do you do when you poke at things, Scud?
Yeah, you miss it by a long way. Carr's kick out wide towards O'Keefe. Inboard. Hand in there was from McAuliffe. Now he goes and wins it again. Gets around a tackler. Handball's out the back to no one, though. Gray has to come and pick it up. Bedgood just welded out of his hands. Handball's over the top to Big Johnny Butcher. Top of the 50. Butcher draws the player. Handball's over the top, but misses Bedgood. Anderson's back now. Grant's there to help out. He gives a handball towards McFarlane, and he can't keep it in. And we've got a boundary throw in. Maffra's made a mess of that one.
Yeah, the confidence levels there, I suppose when you're 6'5" and John Butcher, you're running into open goal, and what you're going to do when you've got a little player right in your hip. But decision making wasn't great then from both the Maffra players.
That was a handball to an a player in his own, you just float it up.
So
let him run too.
12-point margin. 8 minutes into the second quarter. Butcher out of the ruck. Took on the tackle. Round the body. On the goal line. Sam Walsh for the Tigers stops it. And will play on. Has a bounce. Just casually. On a Saturday afternoon at Maffra. And that kick is a nice one to Anderson. Now they've got a bit of run, the Tigers. Open wing. McDonald's there. Hillier presents. Ignored. But now goes to him on the second one. Good spoil by Allman. And the Eagles get it back. Handballs goes backwards to Butcher. Inboard kick to Carr. It's going to miss him, but they got some numbers there for the Eagles. A handball now from Stables. Gives it to Carr. He delivers one inboard. Felsberg had to wait for it. Quickly came in. Quick handball from Burr to Hillier. Chip kick. Smith, the new first gamer, couldn't complete the mark. And Jono, I nearly called him Jono Burke there, came out of the back half. It was Boyd. And now they get it towards half forward. It lands out in the front on this occasion, this time by Stubb. He taps it forward. Butcher there. Handball's back. Ducking the shoulder there was Watt. Play on, said the umpire. Linton for the Tigers relieve the pressure to McAuliffe, who kicks it high to no one. And Carr will sit under this one and mark it.
Well, Carr now, who's been pretty busy himself inside the centre half forward area. The kick was sloppy. Tried to drill it when he has no need to, but now at the bottom of the pack, the player there is Zach Anderson on the ground with ball underneath him. Tackled nicely it was by Jet Killeran.
Try to describe what this game's like. I reckon it's like a pre-season game.
I reckon it's like eating a pie and you get a bit of gristle every single bite. It's horrible. It's horrible. Scott now takes the ball, nicely done. Left half forward flank, round the body. Eagles into attack. Butcher the target. Couldn't take it, but provides a good contest. Now at ground level. First player there was Brandon Bailey, but the boundary line wins out.
I've got another round the ground thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland in the AFL. It's half-time. And it's the Swans, 6-8-44. They lead GWS 5-5-35.
Back here is a 12-point margin of the Tigers. They've only kicked 2 goals, though. Maffra yet to get one. And we saw this a couple of weeks ago when they took on Leon Gatha. Butcher, though, tried to get it back to Carr, got one high. Man on the mark will be right at the top of the 50.
He'll kick this.
Oh, gee,
He'll kick this.
Nah.
Well,
surely not.
He'll run around.
He'll kick this.
You'll guarantee that he'll run around to the right.
He'll get the distance easy.
Someone from the Tigers need to protect that sort of area on the right, you'd think. So Alex Carr.
See, and the coach's bench here from Morwell saying he'll wheel around.
And there he goes from 51, but lowers the eyes and drills the pass to the youngster.
Nicely
Jack McQuillan takes the mark directly in front.
That's one of the best kicks I've seen.
Was Jack McQuillan the guy that missed the unmissable goal in the first quarter or not? It was.
Yep.
So let's not put this in our books just at the minute.
I've put it down. He'll kick this.
Surely.
Directly in front. The ball's improved.
Same distance, just opposite end of the ground.
Yep. Throws it up in the air, a little bit different approach. Murray Racing Club, second quarter. McQuillan will come in from 25 metres out, loves it off the boot, puts it through. And he likes to celebrate, and he points to the crowd and his fans in the far pocket as well as they belt the crap out of the side. Well done, Jack McQuillan.
The momentum's changed again because Morwell looked like they were getting on top here in this second quarter, and then now Maffra's now swung it their way. But Radio did that kick no justice. You needed to see it to believe it. He pinpointed it absolutely beautifully because we suspected that he was going to go for goal. So great finish there and a nice little kick inside 50.
And Maffra's first goal on the board has come at the almost 12-minute mark of the second quarter. The Murray Racing Club scoreboard has Maffra at 1-6-12, still trailing by a goal. Morwell 2-6-18.
All right, back in the centre of Maffra's home ground. We've got a game on. Hasn't been pretty. Doesn't need to be. You just need the 4 premiership points. Morwell want them desperately. Maffra want their first of the year. And both sides well and truly in contention with that 1 goal the difference. Ball thrown back up. No room to move. Umpire will take control again. So some of the more experienced heads for Maffra, keeping them in the game, and some of the newbies doing a good job as well. Scott thumping punch to centre half forward. Free kick. Play on's the call. Nicely done. On the end of it, Ed Carr out the back of the pack. They've got an option here. No, nice defence there. They'll go for the safety of the goal line, and it was done by Tom Gray, who gives away a point, but it could have been so much worse.
Maffra now 1-7-13, trailing by 5 points on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. Morwell 2-6-18.
So Brown will bring it back in for the Tigers. Wants to go down the middle of the ground, and he goes towards Gray and finds him. Gray, 45 metres away from the defensive goal. Chip kick is going to not quite come off. Quigley gave it to Cooling, who gives it back to Quigley. Kicks around the body. Smith in the front spot. And he can mark on the chest. Nicely done. He'll look to go inboard. His first touch in senior footy is a beautiful kick to McFarlane. And McFarlane can hit McDonald up. And he finds him at the top of the 50. He's got a little bit of support as well as Brandon McDonald decides to play on from 50. Has he got the distance? No, it's touched. And the old favourite curse of mine, Nick Licino, is your limitations. Minor score.
2-7-19 Morwell leading by a goal. Maffra 1-7-13. 13 and a half played second quarter.
That's twice this quarter. He's burned a couple of teammates inside 50 who are in a much better position than what he was.
Yeah, but Nick Licino, you've been there and done it as a key forward. You want to kick goals.
You've got to know your distance.
You do, yeah, you do. Carr has the ball and he knows his distance.
There's a bit of
short.
There's a bit of difference. I would have kicked it.
Well, very true. Yeah, no questioning. Alex to Ed. That's the Carr brothers. Come grandstand side. Falls through the hands of James Reid. Bedgood lends a hand. Goes inboard. Nicely done. Sam Robbins round the body. Wing. Grandstand side. Good contest. Scott thumps it back in. Can he find a teammate? He can. Oh, a neat little handball. Fell in the wrong arms and Tyler Brown got a kick to half forward flank. Nicely picked up it was too by young Burr around the body. The kick not as pretty as the pick-up out of play on the full. Another kick goes the way of Maffra, and that's Ed Carr.
What are the inside 50s this quarter, Paul? I feel Maffra have the...
5, and Maffra had the last 3 in a row, but it's 5 to Morwell 7. Morwell had the first 4.
They've got a goal each for the Eagles and the Tigers as Ed Carr rolls in, kicks it high to the wing area. The big ruckman, Scott, worked his player out, couldn't complete the mark. Brandon Bailey at ground level, took on through some traffic and with a kick, found the target of Burr as that was definitely in the field of play as Burr chips it towards Bailey, had to stop and prop and wait, and then a big spoil came in. Comes the other direction was O'Keefe. Gave it to Kaloran, goes back by hand to Carr. He goes back to Felsberg. They're under pressure, the Eagles. Butcher goes further backwards there to right. He squares it out wide, and now a little bit of persistence, and they've got this open space on the outer side. And they get it through Ross. They go to half forward, although Bedgood slipped over. Gray couldn't complete the mark. Anderson Brown was there. Gave it to Gray. Gray goes back by hand. McAuliffe under pressure. McQuillan closed, but McAuliffe stepped around him, and then with a good kick found Anderson on the wing area. So Zach looks up, chips it over the top to Hillier on the wing. Rolls to around, wants to come inboard. It's a wobbly kick to half forward. It bounces over the top of Blewett. Ed Carr was there. Handballs back to Felsberg. He's been racking them up this afternoon. And Felsberg's left foot kick. There's a free kick. And it's going back. Carr gave away the free kick. Ed gave it away. It's going to the Tigers at half forward. As Maffra about to go forward.
I like the Mac Blewett. He's got a good size about him too, hasn't he, Scott?
So Blewett's delivery towards Jackson Burr. As Boyd with a spoil. That was John O'Boyd for Maffra. We've got a couple of Boyds. We've got a few Brandons. There's a couple of Baileys. A couple of Cars.
I reckon there's a couple of Karens out there playing footy at the minute as well, because I tell you what, this hasn't hit any great heights, but it's been kept interesting simply by the margin, boys.
6 points at the moment.
So Morwell into attack. Kicking to the right of Radio. Taken high. No play on's the call. Right on the 50-metre paint. Grandstand side. As you heard, margin just 6 points. One straight kick. Can you believe this? 1 goal 7 to 2 goals 7. 3 goals 14 in total. Ball spills over the boundary line, right on the intersection of forward 50 and boundary.
And conditions for carpet country boxer?
It's perfect. Yeah. There must be in the water across Gippsland. We've got 3 sides that didn't kick a goal in the first quarter in different games. So, don't know what's going on.
All right, ball thrown back in. Nicely done. Quick kick forward. Tyler Brown, top of the square. Can he find a winner? McDonald's the target. No. Bounces high. Maffra have got the numbers. They can relieve the pressure, and they do. Nicely done by Ashton Wright. Goes towards the outer side, and the Eagles now still in defensive 50. Just take their time. Both sides need to settle a little bit. Will Ross goes short. Nicely done. Nothing wrong with that. Lachlan Orman. Young Orman now. Along the line he goes. Short again. And this is where they're breaking up as they went searching for Anderson. Couldn't find that player out of play. A boundary throw in to take place. Left half forward flank-ish. Morwell still into attack. and desperate to increase that margin. As time goes by and Maffra stays in touch, the pressure builds, I think, on the favourites who are Morwell.
Yep.
Because Maffra will be believing they might win their first game of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Big moments, all thanks to the Morwell Bowling Club, and you're exactly right, because they play in patches, Maffra, and like they did last week against Bairnsdale, they'll have their period where they can just go bang, bang with these young kids. So it is a big moment for the Morwell Bowling Club, of course, and for the Tigers as well for a limited time. The 6th tap is Better Beer. And this ball's back into the field of play. Lopez tries to win it. Caloran was there as well, twisting under a tackler. Gave it to Alex Carr. His right foot kick towards the wing will be turned over. Walsh can come inboard to McAuliffe. And he looks up. Open forward line. Open centre half forward area. He'll switch it out wide. Does it get over Robbins' head? Cooling with a strong mark. And can quickly play on. Can he find a target inside 50? Blew it. Wow, Smith. Take your pick. Smith is the one that gets on the end of it. And the man on the mark will be 48 metres out.
Cooling, settled, found Smith, saw him in his sights. Don't be
I think he'll struggle from this distance. I was watching him pre-game. He's just got that awkward, quick kicking style.
Have a look at the thighs on him, though.
He's got the big legs.
Strong mountain men thighs.
Yeah, I reckon he can hit distance an amber if he collects.
He stutter step as he comes in. 51 metres. Thumps it on its way. He doesn't have the distance. Big pack. Big spoil from Reed. He's been solid. Rock solid down there, the veteran for the Eagles. And he's nearly one of Maffra's best, all thanks to Gippsland Isuzu U. Boundary throw in box.
It wasn't a bad kick, but I just knew that he didn't have the leg to do it. It was just that Maffra clogged up that forward line, so he didn't have a really good option.
No, ball thrown back in now. Quick attempt at kick, I think, by Bailey. Doesn't matter. It's 20 metres from Morwell's goals. Umpire again. Assumes control. 20 minutes gone. Second quarter. 6 points the margin. Home side trail by those 6 points. Ball thumped down, ground level. I tell you what, there's not much room to wiggle for either side. Around about 10 to 12 players, maybe 14, right around a 5 metre arc, circle of where the ball is. And the ball is 12 metres out from Morwell's goals. Thrown up again, big thump towards the boundary by Maffra. Just going safe, looking for the boundary line. A quick kick around the body. Hillier, top of the square. Can they find a winner? They can't, but they've got Morwell players down. Tap down. Bailey around the body. Left leg. Has he swung it back? He has. And in a game of not many highlights, he's leading the way for the Zambrero goal of the day.
Yeah, that was a great finish and a great call there, Poppy, as well. But that's the difference when you start actually sharing the ball inside 50. Hillier's kick was good, top of the square as well, but it was a tap down. I don't know who the player was that tapped down. What blew it?
Mackenzie blew it.
Young head on big shoulders, and he's just smart enough to get the ball down to Boyd to coach, and what a great finish.
Taking Moore's lead back out to the equal match high of 12 points at the 21-minute mark of the second quarter. Murray Racing Club scoreboard has Moore at 3-7-25, leading Maffra 1-7-13.
Well, there we have it, the big moments of the game, all thanks to the Morwell Bowling Club. As we get back to the middle of the ground, Scott with a tap down. Bailey tried to get a handball out, although back there was O'Keefe, gets it to Carr, drives it inside forward 50. Good spoil, although holding. Linton had the good spoil, but the other arm was holding Butcher. And it was in the end, I don't think it was there. The arm was around the right.
It's hard to call. It's hard to call. And I think what happens there is because they're one-on-one, you get nervous as a backman. The height difference as well, so he's got to put his arm somewhere.
There's the left arm around, the right hand was a spoil. Butcher directly in front. The veteran shouldn't miss these, but does. Hooks it to the right. And another minor score, Paul Carter, on the Moe Racing Club scoreboard. Save on meals, drinks and race day entry at the Moe Racing Club. Become a member today.
A 11-point lead to Morwell, 3-7-25. Maffra at 1-8-14.
I was watching Carlton v Collingwood last night. A couple of free kicks for a similar inference last night in the first quarter, but then later in the game with Curnow, it didn't go his way. So there's some consistency or inconsistency from umpires, isn't there? As Morwell now lead out of their defensive line. Brandon McAuliffe takes a bounce, now kicks inside forward 50 from full back to around about 30 metres from goals. Morwell are into attack. Burr, handballs, gives ground, quick kick. Cody McDonald, can he keep it in? He can't. Right on the intersection of forward 50 and boundary.
Oh, if you remove that short game and run and carry like Brandon McAuliffe, then this is what happens. It opens the game up.
And you know what I reckon the first time I've seen a forward handball from the Tigers, a forward one, Boyd Bailey from the stoppage, released that forward run from McAuliffe, and that's what they need to do more of, I think. A lot of handballs left and right and backwards. Let's see some forward ones from both sides to really open this up. Free kick from this stoppage to Burr. Now, he's not the best kick. And this one, though, it's serviceable. Into a dangerous spot. Smith, strong hands directly in front. Got a good head above Reed and takes the mark.
And I was a little bit conscious of this young player as well. I watched him pre-game, and then a couple of times in a couple of contests he was afraid to go overhead. Then he just put everything to rest for me. Then 2 great, solid, contested marks. Hopefully he gets the goal for his first one for the Tigers as well.
Maybe a little bit nerves with his first game at his new club, but directly in front, strong hands. Can he get the Tigers' fourth goal this afternoon? It is through the middle. And he gets his first, and it will be every single player. Make no mistake, Walsh is a little bit proppy. He's only in the square. He's the only one that hasn't gone there. He gets there eventually, I think, does he? Maybe just. He yells out.
He waved.
He's got a crook ankle, I think. He's in strike, but Smith gets the goal for the Tigers, and now they just get a little bit of a buffer.
He's just, I like the way he goes about it too. Just his contest and his ability just to actually make a contest as well. This is where they're just got to start feeding off a little bit now, the smaller Tigers as well. Take advantage of this guy's confidence in the air. And
it's out to a 17-point lead on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard for the Morwell Tigers. They are 4-7-31, leading Maffra 1-8-14.
Yeah, why wouldn't you put him in the square? Like, he's playing high at the minute. Get him to the square and get the guys in forward of him as well. Yeah, I get that.
Well, back to the middle they go. Handball out the back there from Anderson. Left it behind. Bailey starting to come into this one. O'Keefe dribble along the ground, cooling in traffic. Goes to ground, and the umpire will ball it up. I've got an interesting score around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Gippsland. Bairnsdale 5-4-34. They lead Moe 4-3-27. Tight game there.
All right, ball here at centre half forward for Morwell. Burr takes the ball out. Beautifully done. He found his teammate in Cody McDonald. Kicks to the leading player. Was it Hillier at the back? Couldn't find that player. Nicely done. And now Maffra under pressure again. Still well and truly in this game, but they need to register the next score.
Free kick, Maffra.
And they'll have the better chance to do that as a result of that free kick.
I might yell out the window and say, get that young fella to the square.
Who would have been leading out in that spot?
Would have been young Saint.
Smith.
Oh, Smith.
So
Saint.
Maffra, they try to transition from left to right, and they do it. On the end of it, it's going to be Ashton Wright. He's got some room to move. He takes one bounce. Will he go for 2? He won't. He'll kick 30. Can he find a teammate? Wait a minute, behind play.
Whoa.
Which way is it going to go?
This is a whistle way off the field.
Hang on a minute. So the free kick's going to go to Maffra.
Should be down here.
Well, they've got the footy on the outer wing.
They've got the footy 30 metres ahead of where the free kick's been paid.
Actually, I don't even think anyone was umpiring them when the ball was playing on this outer side.
So, anyway, what should have been a Maffra attack is turned into a Morwell attack now inside their forward 50. Maffra, though, can they find their way through? They can, momentarily. Here they go, the Eagles, towards the outer side wing. The race is on. First player there is going to be McFarlane. Berkeley McFarlane feeds it off and defends into attack really well for the Tigers. They're starting to open up this home team Eagles side, and they kick to within 20 metres. Free kick's been paid, pushing it back. It's going to go away of Morwell once more, and it's going to go the way of Boyd Bailey.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but that's that run and flow again. So the handball forward again gets the ball back inside 50. So once you get those repeat entries, things are going to start to fall into place. Boyd Bailey put himself in a good position then.
And it's Bailey's 20th disposal for the match.
All right, nearly at half-time, 25 minutes gone, second quarter. He can become the only multiple goal scorer this afternoon. The game, Gippsland Live, between Morwell and Maffra. Morwell's coach, straight in front, left foot kick, bang straight over. The goal umpire flips his head backwards and puts up 2 fingers right on the half-time siren. What a way to finish the first half of footy.
Yeah, there it is, and Box is exactly right. They started to get the run, the forward run, and ball movement is a lot more efficient when they do that. They get their chances inside forward 50, and at halftime it's the Tigers leading 5-7-37, leading Maffra 1-8-14, the margin at 23 points at halftime. It is Gippsland Live, right across Gippsland and the Valley on TRFM. Great to have your company. We've got a quick break, and we're coming up after the break. Of course, we'll dissect that first half. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
They trail more or least 8-6. So we've got a good one there as well, Scud.
Absolutely, we do. What are we looking for in this third quarter box?
North Gippsland football scores, please.
Sure.
If I can, for a start.
Won't take long.
But I want a good start from Morwell here. I think they need to sort of keep that momentum they had that back part of that second quarter and really put Maffra's defence under pressure with those repeat entries inside 50. So if they can run and carry off half back and they can continue to do that for this third quarter, I can see Morwell really taking control of this game.
You got to North Gippy one, did you?
I got one.
One, really?
There's only one game played this weekend.
Oh, no, there's some absolute rippers. But I don't
Can
know.
you update
score? I'll give you one score.
What's the one you've got? Quickly.
Sale City 9-8-62 lead Glengarry 2-3-15.
There we go. Third quarter for McDonald's is underway here, and the ruckman Scott and Burr. And Scott will tap it down, but picked off in the middle by McAuliffe, who goes straight down the middle of the ground. The leading target, McDonald. Great work, going back with the flight, if you don't mind. Great grab by Harry Stables. And he squares it out wide now to Robbins. His little chip kick just at the toes of his teammate in Tahara allows Quigley to come in. Gives it to Lopez. Handball over the top. Brandon McDonald. Will he have a shot at goal? Yes, sirree. Will he put it through? Yes, he will. And inside 30 seconds, they've gone inside forward 50. Twice the Tigers in that time. And they've managed a goal through Brandon McDonald.
He had to kick that, Scud. Great call. He had to kick that. Otherwise, I reckon he would have been off again because he had a couple of players that he probably could have gone to. But he's kicked it, so we can't do that. And it was a great finish there as well. Again, that forward entry, forward handball, got him dirty. But they're inside and they got score.
And that goal, as Darryl said, come up within the first 30 seconds of the third quarter starting. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard now a 29-point lead to Morwell, 6-7-43 to Maffra 1-8-14.
Okay, the Tigers, Charlie Burr up against Maffra's Tom Scott, and even contest, but importantly, getting the first break was Carr. Fed it off. Can he find a teammate? He can. Jet Killeran in all sorts of bother. They give ground. They can't get clear possession, and all of a sudden, Morwell surge forward with numbers. Kick from the outer side wing will threaten forward 50. They'll do it through another Burr, this time Jackson from 65. A handball over the top. Don't tell me Bailey can find a teammate for it. He can. And doing it nicely was Mackenzie Blewett, who plays on towards the top of the square. Out the back it goes. Fell out of the hands of Cooling. Fights hard at ground level. And the umpire will take control. It's 30 metres from Morwell's goals. Third forward 50 entry inside 2 minutes. And the level has been lifted.
Big leap by Scott. Couldn't get a good tap on it though. Little quick kick from Butcher, doesn't go far. Handball ends up in the hands of Burr. Now gives it to Brandon Bailey. Kicks around the body, misses. A bit of a floater. Didn't get a good purchase on that. McDonald's scoreboard says
30-point lead to Morwell, 6-8-44 to 1-8-14.
I got the Big Mac, the original size, plus the Mac Junior and the Grand Big Mac as well, but only for a limited time. Get in and see McDonald's as Felsberg steps out of the square, runs 5, kicks it outside 50. Target was out there on that occasion in O'Keefe, couldn't complete the mark, but he got the handball over the top. McAuliffe picked it off. He's been good for the Tigers. Right foot kick on the outside of the boot to Hillier. Can't complete the mark. Goes over the back. Felsberg is there again. He's got a bit of space. Campbell will close. Good shepherd by Caloric. Handballed inboard to Butcher. Good handball. Back to Felsberg. Didn't have it. Free kick. Hillier gave away the free kick and argued and gave away 50. So Felsberg will have this footy transferred up onto the wing for the Eagles. And he wants to move it quickly. If he drives it inside forward 50 now, it's all one-on-ones, and he will do just that. Left foot out wide, over the top of Danny Butcher's head. Does it sit? No, coming the other direction was Quigley. Did well. Handball now to the running Grant. And Grant wobbles one. It might be picked off, and it is by Boyd, who comes inboard to Felsberg.
All right, Felsberg. He continues to be busy. Needs to get back on that left foot, and again, just settles. Caught on his right and then chose to go left again before he found right. Ashton Wright gives to Sam Robbins, still on the outer side of the ground, the outer side wing. Maffra kicking to the town end from the outer side wing to around about centre half forward, 50 metres from home anyway, and just dropping the head when he should have kept it up was Burr. Ball spills to the ground. Umpire says dropping the ball. Will go the visitor's way, and Burr, the big ruckman for Morwell, gets the free kick, goes short. The kick's nice, and off they go again. No. Just holding it there was Riley LaPrace, whose brother skippers the Traralgon side. Themselves are in a tough battle against Wonthaggi. Back here at Maffra, Tom Gray gives ground to Bailey. Bailey finds his teammate And that now is with Boyd Bailey, one Bailey to another. 2 Baileys is enough for me on a Saturday night. That's another story. As they go to centre half forward, can they find a winner here? At ground level, nicely rowed, taken high, I thought. The umpire agrees, says thank you. And there'll be a free kick Morwell's way.
So Campbell has it. Cohen Campbell in the centre square. Goes inside forward 50. Direct towards McDonald. Can't complete the mark. Second effort. Tried to get a handball out. Couldn't. Good tackle from Reid. And we'll ball it up directly in front.
Good little contest there by Campbell as well at centre half forward. The ball wasn't probably ideal for him for his height, but it was a good contest.
Tigers lead by 30. It's in a dangerous spot for the Eagles' defence. Under pressure. Goes to the goal line. Can they keep it in? Sock it off the ground by Blewett. Somehow gets it through.
Oh.
I think it is from about half a metre out. And Mackenzie Blewett gets his first goal. Might even be his first goal in a Tigers outfit as well. 5.5 minutes, the Tigers have got 2.
That was great play by Hilliard too. He just kept the ball alive and in the perfect spot then too for just off the ground. But he just did that team thing just to keep the ball alive. Tigers are just starting to get on top here. And it's just the way they're moving the ball from their defensive half-back line. It's been very good so far.
And nothing was scored from stoppages in the first half, but 2 goals won so far this quarter to Morwell, all from stoppages. 5 minutes into the third quarter on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Morwell 7-8-50, 36-point lead now over Maffra 1-8-14.
Boxer, it's those little things that don't go on the stat sheet
100%.
that count, don't they, for a team game?
All right, Butcher goes into the ruck for Maffra now, trying to get some movement from that centre. Fights hard after contesting the ruck contest, keeps the ball in, just metres to the Maffra end of the centre circle. Another ball up. Again, Butcher's experience should get him in the right position against the young Burr. It does. Fist forward, 3 or 4 metres. Again, not much room to move, but the umpire says too high on the Morwell player, so there'll be a free kick the way of Morwell, and that's Aidan Quigley. Aidan Quigley looks to his right, and that's the way he goes towards the half-forward flank. Can he find Hillier? He can't. Nice little spoil at the back of the pack was by Boyd. Now the race is on. Morwell lead the race with numbers, but Maffra are first there. They get the ball out and off they go now. They've got some room to wiggle and they're going to do that through Tahara towards Bedgegood at centre half forward. Just needs a bounce, gets it. A quick kick around the body, no excuses here. Nicely played, and Maffra so desperately need a goal through Jack McQuillan, who marks 20 metres out directly in front. He's kicked one, and guess what? It's his side's only goal for the weekend, and he could get the second.
Sides are winning the ball inside 50, both sides, when the transition's good. So the ball inside 50 then come from their half-back line, and they move the ball quick enough to put the defence under pressure.
Look at this, Cars by himself, short, but no, picked up quickly. So McQuillan now, who kicked one in the second quarter, needs to desperately kick this one, and he has. He's got 2. And Maffra start to claw their way back.
Yeah, a small concern here for Morwell too, with Walsh coming off the ground. With looks like he's got an injury here as well, and he was in that contest too. He couldn't make the ground up to stop that lead as well. But I don't think he would have either way, because the way the ball come in so quick, and it was a great little finish there as well.
And Maffra's second goal has come at the 7-minute mark of the third quarter and takes them to 2-8-20 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. They're still 30 points in arrears of Morwell, who are 7-8-50.
Just looked to be holding a rib area, not sort of breathing the best was Walsh. So,
and remember, he was in that contest with Butcher there with that free kick early in the second quarter. So that could have been part of it.
Burr just grabbed it out of the ruck, tried to get a handball to a teammate, but it was picked off. There was a sling tackle, and it'll go the Tigers' way. Burr's copped a couple.
Scud, that's twice now. And both centre bounces, he's been on the ground on all fours.
Yep. And he gets up proppy. He wants a runner, and he's got Quigley, who right foot kick goes inside forward 50. Smith again, strong lead, couldn't complete the mark. Ground level there was Stables, taps it to himself, and then picks it up and handballs out towards Robbins. And the free kick is going to come back to Stables.
He's a bit stiff there too, Smith, but he's got a bit of spunk about him. I like the way he presents, and I like it.
Stables will square it backwards to Reid. He's got one on in right, and he finds him by foot. He can keep coming towards Ross if he wants to. Doesn't go now. And now the Tigers come across the ground. Kaloran wants it long and high out the back. Cooling will stand under this one. Kaloran will fly. No one can mark. Kaloran goes again. Handballs inboard to Carr, then gives it to the runner in Anderson. Left foot kick, centre half forward, all on his own is Watt. Can mark and turn. Open forward line. He explodes out of it, and from 51 metres, open goal square. It's going to bounce through if it gets nicely with a bounce, and it does. And Archer Watt's got his first. But Maffra get 2 in a row.
Yeah, some good signs here for Maffra as well. And it's again, through that transition footy, I was a bit concerned about how deep they were coming out of the defensive 50, but then once they got that ball and got that run going, they found Morwell on their back foot and the kick went forward. That was a great finish there as well.
And that brings the margin in Morwell's favour back to 24 points, 9 minutes into the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Morwell 7-8-50, leading Maffra 3-8-26.
All right, important centre break here. Maffra with a little bit of momentum. 2 goals in a row. Doesn't sound a lot, but given the state of this game for most of the day for the home side, that is a lot.
Absolutely. Big moment for the Morwell Bowling Club, Pop.
Yeah, no question. So Butcher in the ruck has provided a bit more of a contest up against the young fella, a bit more experienced. If he can thump this one forward or at least find a teammate for a centre break, who knows what might lie ahead. Butcher, he gets a tap down. Can he find Carr? He can. And Carr feeds it off to his teammate in Butcher. Butcher threatens the forward 50. Right on. Bench could now all of a sudden get coming into the game as well as the midfield start to win more of the ball, and now it spills over the boundary line just short of the 50-metre arc. Maffra kicking to the right of Radio and 55 metres from goals, trailing by 4 goals.
So boundary throw in dangerous spot for the Tigers defence. Smith now Bedgood does the ruck duties. Bedgood taps it down. Hillier left it behind. McFarlane over the handball shoulder. Over the shoulder handball was good to Lopez. Gray fumbled it. Looking for a runner. Now finds one. It's McAuliffe. Open space. Another run from McAuliffe. One bounce. Drives it inside 50. McDonald on the chest. And Brandon McDonald from 45. Plays on. Kicks it high. And will it make the distance? Yes, it does just. But it's off to a far side of the post. And it's a minor score.
25-point lead to Morwell. We've played 11 minutes into the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Morwell 7-9-51, leading Maffra 3-8-26.
So Ashton Wright's the player with the ball. We'll bring this ball back into play. He's side down by 25 points, as you just heard from Paul Carter. He'll choose to come grandstand side here. Butcher's the target. Butcher flies high, provides a contest, lays a tackle, but Cooling got a handball away very quickly. He'll get another touch, a handball over the top, and they'll go forward, and they'll do it through Brandon McDonald. His handball wasn't quite right, found the boundary line.
Wrong option. He had a player on the inside as well, who had probably more of an angle to kick at goal as well. So a couple of little errors there from Brandon McDonald, especially his last kick at goal. Why didn't he stop and prop and wait? Pop.
Yep.
Yeah.
25-point the margin in favour of the Tigers. Boundary throw in though inside their forward 50. And no ruckman for the Tigers. And there was a ruckman for the Tigers, and he'll shepherd it out. No, it was the other way around. Yep. So there was no ruckman, and McAuliffe didn't realise it, and the Butcher will take it. Just gives a casual handball out the back to Carr. Alex will switch it across to Boyd. That's John O'Boyd of Maffra. The youngster, inboard kick, dangerous, going to be picked off. Boyd Bailey has it, lowers the eyes and finds Lopez.
Wow.
And that's the delivery inside 50 you're after.
But you're giving it to a player who's in a better position.
Yep.
So he actually could have made a few more yards in and had a shot himself. But these are the sort of little things you've got to do. Take your chances when you can, but make sure you give it to the player in better position.
So directly in front, Riley. Lopez will roll in. Looking at his first of the afternoon. Margin currently at 25. It's now at 26 as he missed.
Morwell 7-10-52 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. They are exactly double Maffra, who are 3-8-26.
So a sigh of relief by, it may have been Reid, was it? That
Boyd, John O'Boyd.
That his disposal out of defensive 50.
And got it to Boyd Bailey, who is in an opposition team.
Could listen.
I know, I do.
You've got to listen.
So, Ashton Wright, they'll go short. They'll give him another go this time. James Reid gives it to Felsberg. I'm a confidence commentator. I need confidence. I need my support around me. Goes short again. Nicely done. Harry Anderson. Or is it Alex Carr? Alex Carr, he's been good, hasn't he?
Yep.
Runs on nicely, kicks all of 50 towards half-forward flank. Will it go out the back? No, gee, good mark. Morwell, oh, geez, infringement. I didn't think it was there. The umpire importantly did, and that's the main thing. Inside forward 50, the Eagles go. And now we've got a contest 40 metres out, one of which was Mackenzie Blewett, and they run it out nicely through Brandon Bailey. But it's cut off nicely, and Stubb Jordan will take the mark, and does. He'll play on quickly, and again, threaten that forward 50 right on the arc. contest of 4 or 5 players. More like ground level, went without the ball, and now Maffra fight hard to keep it in the area, and they do. Righto, let's take stock. 14 minutes gone, third quarter. Maffra 3-8-26. Morwell 7-10 for a total of 52.
2 goals each in the third quarter, Pop.
Yeah, so we've added 9 goals, 6 since the first quarter effort. So they've straightened up a little bit as Maffra go forward again. But again, Morwell are up to the task, but only momentarily.
Yep, Anderson took the intercept mark as the Quigley kick didn't clear the defensive 50. So Henry Anderson, a left footer, puts it right to the top of the square. Where's Butcher? Can he fly? He had a piece of it, couldn't complete it. Kaloran in the front spot, kicks around the body. I think it's touched. Umpire says it's touched. And we'll have a minor score, Paul Carter.
Taking Maffra to 3-9-27. They are 25 points in arrears of Morwell, who are 17-52. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard 15-minute mark of the third quarter.
Very lucky there too, because Max Linton came over the top and tried to mark instead of trying the big ball to kill it.
So Tyler Brown brings it back in, goes towards Linton, who's had a good game this afternoon on Bedgood. Takes the mark, gives a handball to McFarlane. McFarlane's kick. Bailey just tried to get some body contact, then left the footy behind. It allowed the right to come in. He went short to O'Brien. O'Brien wants to go in board. There's no one there. He's been called to play on. Blewett will close. Gives a handball back to right. Back to O'Brien. Hard up on the boundary line. Can he keep it in the field of play? Knows the answer. It's gone out of bounds on the full. And Cooling will take the free kick.
Scott, I was going to say too, young Wright, I think, was given the job to tag Boyd Bailey as well, but Boyd kept that big separation off him.
Inboard kick to Lopez. He dropped the mark that he probably should have taken. Now he has to fight for it at ground level. And we've got a stoppage, top of the 50.
Maffra desperate to get the next score on the board. The game's alive if they can get the next goal. And it's going to be hard work if they allow their visitors to do so. Inside forward 50, Carr, quick kick, gathers only metres towards the boundary. A kick off the ground from Danny Butcher, gains another few metres. They are all important, but now running out of defence is Zach Anderson. One-on-one contest, nice contest too. Bailey be the big man for Maffra, and I speak of Ashton Wright. And we'll call that one even, Stevens. Or the umpire's going to pay drop and the ball is going to go against Bailey. He's not happy about it. That's not important though, because Ashton Wright gets the free kick. So he's looking inboard. He just needs to go long, and he will do that. Bedgood's the target. Well, he'll contest the mark. In front of the pack, nicely taken by the young fella, and that's McQuillan, Jack McQuillan.
He lost a boot.
In fact, it was Zach O'Keefe who goes inside forward 50. Nicely done. He'll stay there, you'd reckon now. Geez, the tackle was a sling tackle.
Yeah,
the umpire's going to pay the free kick, and does. So Maffra get another go through Killeran. Scud, let's see if you can take him home. He plays on.
Gives it to Carr, who unloads from 52 metres. Teeth of the square. It goes. It's going to be socket off the ground by a Butcher, I believe. It might have been touched in the end, right on the goal line. Minor score.
Maffra 3-10-28, trailing by now 24 points. Morwell 7-10-52.
And Scud, we've got a 50 as well, I think, for Descent too.
Nope.
Brown
went short to Anderson. Anderson kicks it out wide. Might turn this over. Stables is there. Handballs over the top. Tried to find a teammate in O'Brien. Head over the footy. Grant wrapped him up in a tackle. Lots of Tigers around this one. O'Brien did well to cause the stoppage. And we'll have it at the top of the 50.
Scud, three-quarter time in the AFL thanks to Harvey Norman Gippsland. It's the Swans have got good control here. 10-11-71. They led the Giants 8-5-53.
Ball close to the boundary line. Eventually will go over here. And we've travelled 18 minutes. It's the Tigers leading the Eagles by 25 points. And we are in the third quarter for McDonald's Gippsland. If you haven't tried the Big Mac, you must be living under a rock. They've been around for a long, long time. But they've now got a Big Mac, and they've got the Big Junior and Grand Mac as well. So, top of the 50 again. We've got a free kick going in the way of the Eagles. And they'll just take their time to separate here. And the free kick's going to go in the way of Zach O'Keefe. He quickly plays on. Gave it across to Robbins. Flies it across the face of the goal. So, out there was McQuillan. Good work by Brown. Short little kick to Cooling. Finds the target. And Cooling looks up. No one really presenting on the wing. Might even look to switch this one. There's no one down the line. He waits for Campbell to present. And doesn't quite get there in the end, close to the boundary line. Campbell ends up with the footy somehow, kicks towards the wing area. McDonald's out of position, had to spoil Reid, but Roy took the mark. So Maffra. Reid's been good today.
Just hanging in there, aren't they, at the moment? Just hanging in there.
Yep.
So 4 straight kicks, and now through James Reid, along the line he goes. Butcher flies high, got the touch to it, couldn't take the mark. A ground level. Zach O'Keefe fights hard. Butcher gets another go at it. The big man, 6'4", 6'5" of him, gets down low. And again, trying to keep the ball in and laying the tackle in the end was Zach O'Keefe. The umpire calls play on. It's a dangerous area for Morwell. Bedggood takes the man. Was it fair? The umpire says no, too high. So the back pocket. And Morwell get the free kick.
They're just not taking their chances,
Tyler
Maffra.
Brown down there?
Yep.
It is Tyler Brown.
Not taking their chances at all. I reckon they've had the last 7 or 8 entries inside 50. And they're not 7. There you go. And they're not taking their chances.
And giving up things at vital places like centre bounces and things. Yeah.
So went back and forth, went to Grant, back to Brown. And in the defensive back pocket, Brown goes down the middle of the ground. McAuliffe have to fly. Can't complete the mark. Over the back, Ed Carr's there with strength. Goes to ground. Campbell wraps him up. Footy bobbles out. The Tigers want some pressure. Eagles need to stand strong. Felsberger's there. Now he has to put on a tackle of Campbell. I think that's a win for the Eagles on that occasion. Tigers look to get away. Ball up right in the middle of the ground. 20 minutes gone, third quarter. 24 points the margin. Smith tapped it down. McAuliffe out the back. Kicks it high to centre half forward. Blewett has to fly, but
good mark.
Boyd takes the mark. He didn't pay the mark. Now he's been called play on, and that's holding the ball, but they don't pay it because he didn't pay the mark. Lopez is there. Handball's over the top in the goal square. McDonald's got to give a handball. He does to Bailey. No, missed him. And he's handballed through for a minor score. Boyd was unlucky. That was Jono Boyd was unlucky not to be paid the mark box.
Absolutely there, and the frustration on the coach's face then from that handball was... if looks could kill.
Well, he was under pressure, and at least he tried to share the ball, and that's what we've been asking him to do all day. As Wright takes the ball, goes down the gullet. Now Butcher takes the mark. He's got room. He lets go with a great big 55-metre talk to, in fact, punt kick to right, half-forward flank. Well, I'm not sure what was going through the mind then of young Jack McQuillan, but it wasn't to take the ball. And so it goes out of play. 70 metres from Maffra's goals. They're definitely attacked. 21 and a half minutes gone of the third quarter. And they trail by 25 points, this home side. Desperate to register another major prior to three-quarter time. If they do that, they'd believe they could still snatch this victory from the jaws of defeat. Around half-forward flank. Umpire, I thought, might have paid too high. Play-on's a call. No, dropping the ball is going to go the way of Maffra again. They're having their chances, as Nick Lucino and Paul Carter have pointed out a couple of times, and this time through Jet Killaran. Goes inboard, finds his teammate, Henry Anderson, from 55. Can he find a winner here? It's absolutely crucial too. Gee whiz, he couldn't have picked out a defender any better than that.
So back there is Anderson. 22 minutes gone, third quarter. Anderson kicks to the outer side. He's got McFarlane on, can find him, and he'll quickly play on. Kick down the line. McDonald's got a space on Reid, but Reid closes ever so quickly and spoils it over. He's been very good for Gippsland Ozuza Youth.
He just plays you tight, and he doesn't get that separation that he wants, Brandon McDonald as well, but even that he gains some yardage then too, Reid, as well, so he has had a great afternoon.
So we've got a boundary throw in outer side. Margin just to that 25 points. It's a big moment right now in the game for Morwell Bowling Club. If Maffra get the next one leading into the final quarter, we have a game on. Carr thumps it towards centre half forward. Anderson back with a flight, takes the mark.
Nice.
Quickly plays on, gives it to Archie Grant. His left foot kick to half forward is going to be short. And it'll be picked off by Ashton Wright, who stops another forward thrust. The outlet kick is neat to Ross. And Ross will go inboard. They're getting their tails up now, the Eagles, the youngsters, to Butcher. And Butcher drives it. That's Danny Variety over the back, but well read by Max Linton for the Tigers. Inboard 45 kick to McFarlane. He's starting to come into the game. Squares it inboard to Anderson. They can't continue the switch as the Eagles have stopped that one. So Anderson has to come back to the near side where he's got Gray. McMillan back with a flight, but Gray can get up and mark. And Tommy Gray for the Tigers. They haven't gained a great deal of forward meterage though.
We're just playing between the arcs here, Scott, at the minute too. It's just kick to kick.
And then the high kick goes down the line.
Thank you.
And Maffra take the mark. That could be 50. It will be.
Yeah.
And the umpire's going to have to do
it
something.
could be another 52.
That is.
I reckon another 50. And then here we go. This could be the goal they're looking for.
And the umpire's done a hammy. He's done a hammy as well.
It's a 100-metre penalty. Now, I think it's a calf. And we are going a 100-metre penalty here. And the Eagles, as we said, a big moment of the game will be... The Eagles are going to kick this goal, you'd think, and it's all on Ashton Wright. Poppy?
Yeah, it is too. Ashton Wright took the mark at half-back flank. Giving away the free kick was young Jackson Burr, then got frustrated and tied the man up. And this is a goal they don't want to or shouldn't have had to concede. Ashton Wright, here we go. Could be his second. Is that right? It is right. It's his second. Nicely done by Ashton Wright. Kicks his second. Was that right?
No.
Or was it wrong?
It's wrong.
But he got that one right.
He did.
Ashton Wright.
I can't do this. Now, look, again, frustration's kicked in. I'm not sure.
I was trying to read. Oh, you put it in the book, did you?
I'm not sure whether this the rule's gone now from a team's perspective when players give away 50s like that, and it was quite evident it was 50. Where is the discipline? We're taking these players off and talking to them and saying, we're in a position here where we could lose this game because of your actions.
We've got a 19-point ball game at the moment. If they can get another one before three-quarter time, it'll be on for young and old in the last. Morwell 7-11-53 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard to 4-10-34.
Well,
here we go.
Here they go again. Carr, right foot kick. Top of the square it's going to go. The forward fly. McQuillan, 1, 2, 3. It's a mark, all right. And all of a sudden, a blink of an eye, Maffra's got 3 in a row. They're going to have another shot at the 26-minute mark of this third quarter.
They've had all the play, Maffra. They've had all the play. These last 10 minutes has been owned by them. Morwell will review this and say 2 or 3 errors. Here we go.
Siren's gone. This is a massive moment of the game. And it starts from a double 50 for the 100-metre penalty where they get one. And the Eagles will have a sniff. As he did earlier, Jack throws the ball up to start his approach. Rolls in to 45 metres. On its way. Missed it. He's pushed it to the far side. And it's only a minor score, but all the momentum now lies with the Eagles. They still trail. It is by 18 points at three-quarter time. 3 straight goals. It's the Tigers, 7-11-53, leading the Eagles 4-11-35. It's Gippsland Live on TRFM. And it's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland. Welcome back. Three-quarter time sees the Tigers up by 18 points. And however, it is the Eagles who kicked the last 3 goals of the game to reduce the margin from half-time. They got their tails up. Paul Carter, key stats for Gippsland Ozuzu Ute.
Well, Maffra won the inside 50s that quarter, 13-10. The clearance is 6-5. Main damage done there. Alex Carr, 7 disposals that quarter. Ashton Wright off a half-back line, 8 disposals in that quarter. Zach Bellsberg, another 6. And for Morwell, we have Boyd Bailey on 23 disposals for the match. Zach Anderson, 15. Tyler Brown, 14.
Thank you very much. Some scores around the grounds. Here he is, Nick Lucchino, thanks to Carpet Country.
Thanks, Scud. Sale, 11-10-76, lead Druin, 8-7-55. Leongatha, 8-5-53, Warrigal, 4-7-31. Tight one down at Terrelgan, 4-7-31, Wonthaggi, 4-6-30. Moe, 8-5-53, got themselves back in front there against Bairnsdale, 7-6-48. Scudman.
Thank you very much. The umpire's just waiting for a few stragglers to get off the ground. And we're going to get this fourth quarter for Harvey Norman underway in a moment. And you just sense that the Eagles have got their tails up here, Poppy.
Yeah, they do. And, in front of a home crowd, will become very enthusiastic if they can get the first major on the board, because then very much this game is alive. It starts to bubble. Scott gets the tap. That's important. Who's there at ground level, though? That's just as important, because it was Tyler Brown. Can they get the break? Maffra need to do that. They've got it through Sammy Robbins. Can't get a handle on the ball. And all of a sudden, from the half-back line, he's dispossessed. The umpire pays dropping the ball. So, should have been more. The big ruckman for Morwell will take the kick forward. And I speak of Charlie Burr, inside forward 50. Lead was good. Spoil from behind was better. And now inside forward 50 in a spot of bother. Comes out Maffra's way. They go for the safety of the boundary line. Can they find it? They can't. The central umpire surely will take control. Please. Yes, he does. So they're 40 metres from goals, the Morwell side, in front of the scoreboard, which reads in the early minute of this final quarter, Maffra 4-11, Morwell 7-11. Nice quick kick forward by Alex Carr, one of the better players on the ground. In fact, if Maffra can somehow manufacture a win, he'll probably be awarded the best player on the ground, Alex Carr. But at this stage, we're looking for a Morwell player. This time it's Cooling. Lead was nice. Kick was perfect. And this could be how you would want your side to open up a quarter when the game's in the balance. Brandon McDonald.
He really put on a fake lead, and then he doubled his lead back, and it confused Reid, which is one of his rare mistakes for the afternoon. So McDonald's coming in.
So 40 metres out on an angle worse than 45. Ooh. Off the boot. And through for a minor score. Umpire unenthusiastically puts one finger up.
Gave that goalpost a fair whack too, Pop,
yep,
by the way. 7-12-54 Morwell on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. 19-point lead over Maffra, 4-11-35.
Now, we've seen this a couple of times this year in season 2024. The player with the ball out of fullback has been called to come back. Now, the explanation we got was that you can't have players crowded in that area. Now, I 100%.
No, and they have to make sure that they're in a position where they're going to move.
Which they were out of it. There was no one in there. There was no one in there. Oh! Was that a big fly by Boyd Bailey?
It was.
And a big mark who come down heavily on his back as well. But he gets up now.
Be looking for a bit of breath, I think.
Yep. He's too far out to score, though. And the Tigers have got a crowded forward line. Maffra gets some numbers back in the defence. He's going to take his time. He is a left footer, and he might just run around. He has got a little bit of space on that side.
Can't remember the distance, can he?
From 53 he'll have to be. He'll run around at the last minute and does so. Gets to 49. On its way. Doesn't get there. Top of the square it goes. Ball in dispute. Burr grabs it, puts it through. And well roved. And hang on, the umpire just says, hold a second. Tigers are celebrating. Touch. Now they give the touched signal. And it's a minor score on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard in the 2.5 minute mark.
20-point lead to Morwell, 7-13-55.
Oh, 50-metre penalty.
And that'll be for dissent again.
So Maffra were going to go towards the outer side now. They'll kick from centre half back. And they needed to ease the pressure because Morwell was certainly applying the pressure. Carr takes the mark, goes inboard. Now they start to go from the centre inside forward 50. Butcher at the back, right at the back. It's roved nicely. Can they find room? They can't. And laying the tackle was Zach O'Keefe.
Throw.
And that tackle rewarded with a free kick to Zach O'Keefe. And so what was a 50-metre penalty from full back now becomes a kick on goal with just 20 points the difference between these two sides and 3 3/4 minutes gone to the last quarter.
Yeah, we've got a game on, all right.
When they review this game, some of the decisions made by some Morwell players need to be sort of probably reviewed a lot deeper.
Zach O'Keefe, 40 metres out, directly in front. Left footers are usually nice, neat finishes. And the kick looked okay, but it wasn't accurate, and they can cost you. Another behind, Paul Carter.
4-12-36 Maffra on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. 19 points in arrears of Morwell, 7-13-55.
12 points for the Eagles, 13 points for the Tigers. Beautiful Saturday afternoon here at Maffra. Anderson brings it back in. Burr with the strong mark, the big ruckman. Pushes back. Awkward kicking style, but effective on this occasion because McDonald can present and drop the mark that he probably should have taken. That was Cody. Tried to tap it back to Grant. Took on the tackler and will be wrapped up and gets over for a boundary throw in right in front of us, right in front of the Morwell coaching staff. 4.5 minutes final quarter. Margin is back to 19.
Scott, what's Grant's background for Morwell?
Archie Grant, good junior, really good junior. Came through, had a lot of concussion issues as a junior. Went away last year over to Perth and he's back in the Tigers.
Free kick's going to go Maffra's way. Yep, holding in the ruck contest. Scott feeds it off nicely, and Zach O'Keefe goes inside forward 50 again. Bedgegood got hands to it, outnumbered 2-1. Can they get out of danger? They can. I thought taken too high. Play on was the call. And now Morwell surge forward.
Yeah, Quigley just stopped, and then two defenders went by him. He kicked it to the half back line to the wing area, and the Tigers under pressure. They tried to just rush it forward. Campbell's there, gives it to Bailey. Back to Campbell. Right foot kick, open space. Hillier, one-on-one with Allman. At his toes. Hillier goes to ground. Allman did well. Now he drags the footy in. Hillier jumps on top of him. Umpire props, waits, pays it. Holding the ball. Hillier wastes no time. Puts it out in front of McDonald. Can go up. Can't mark. Cody McDonald tries to rove. Numbers back there for Maffra. And Felsberg relieves the pressure and gets it to O'Brien.
Daniel O'Brien, after some hectic passages of play, goes inboard. Got a couple of options, one of which was Jack Killeran. Nearly running into him was Ed Carr. That's Carr, not Carr. Killeran goes inboard, still in defensive 50.
John O'Boyd.
And so John O'Boyd gives ground. Finds James Reed, who goes short. So they're mucking around with it a bit in defence because it came from Boyd. That's Maffra's Boyd. And on the end of it, it's going to go back to where it came from. And that's with Killeran, who this time goes long to Scott. So they've gone the long way around. They didn't use Google Maps, I can tell you, because it wasn't the shortest way home. And now Felsberg, kick from outside 50 for Butcher. Butcher grabs it beautifully. A kick around the body. Can he find a winner? Can he get a favourable bounce? He can, but cutting off right on the last line of defence was Morwell, and it was Brandon Bailey that ran it over the boundary line and then quickly brought it back into play because he's got a runner.
Yeah, that runner is Quigley. He takes it on the half-back flank. He's going to run and draw. He gives a kick inboard to McFarlane, finds him. McFarlane's going to switch it up to the near side. Grant's on the half-back flank, and he wants to take the space, but Watt closed. Steps around Watt, and now Grant puts it to a 2-on-1, and the one is Cody McDonald. He wants it at ground level. Now he's got company. It's 3-on-1. Now the Tigers come and help, but the 3 will always prevail there, and the Eagles will relieve and get it to the wing, although the Tigers have got numbers here. Grant gets on the end of this. Riley Lopez got a half volley he couldn't handle. Linton comes through the other direction. Taps it out to open space. Quigley with a kick off the ground. Goes again. Cody McDonald is there. Gathers it. Handballs backwards 15 metres to Anderson. Chips it over the top with a nice kick. And finds Quigley. 51 metres out. Lowers the eyes. Oh, well done by the Eagles defence again. Butcher gave it to that man Reed. And Reed gets it out to Watt. Maffra's got some space now. It's open forward line. Watt's got to move it quick. He's going to thump it inside forward 50. Here he is, Josh Butcher! Takes the mark in front of Campbell Blewett.
Morwell's playing nervous footy. They're playing nervous footy. They're trying to hold on to this lead, and they're unsure with the ball. So Maffra's really making them hurt on the rebound. But Butcher needs to kick this goal right now to keep that momentum.
They trail by 3 straight kicks. Eagles want straight kicks for this. And Butcher has kicked an errant one. Again. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard.
4-14-38. They've kicked 3 goals, 7 from set shots.
4-14.
You don't win games kicking 14 points.
18 scoring shots.
Ball kick 13.
Yeah. So here we go. Brendan Bailey brings the ball back into play, goes towards the outer side, and they've got some room to move. On the end of it's going to be Tyler Hillier, not as busy as his normal self, but youthful and useful just the same. Nice leg along to Brandon McDonald, who's starting to come into the game, presenting nice, left half forward flank, runs on the right, kicks to within 30. Can he find a winner here? Gee, going high from Maffra defender, but going early. And now a quick kick off the ground. Don't tell me. It couldn't be. Boyd Bailey.
No, it's not.
It's not. Gee, I got excited.
So did I.
Yeah.
I thought it was our Zambrero goal today.
Unbelievable. It was Maradona-like, but yeah, with that left foot, it looked dangerous, but wasn't quite as accurate as it looked from up here.
Margin sits at 18 points. As the Eagles through O'Brien. Kick outside defensive 50, can find his teammate in O'Keefe. And they'll look to take it on. In the middle of the ground they go. What a kicker that is. That's going to hit Butcher on the chest. On the wing, and now he's got space. He can go further afield if he wants. That was shut down. He goes to true centre half forward. At the toes, Eagles decided who to go for it. In the end, no one did. And blew it. Hillier it is, comes in. Tries to shuffle it forward. Ball's going to bobble out. There'll be another sling tackle. It's going to go Maffra's way. Jack McQuillan has it.
Has to go long to Butcher, doesn't
He does. It's one-on-one. Butcher in the front spot. Blew it out the back. Butcher can't complete the mark. He tries to get back up again, does Butcher. He gets shoved in the back. Fairly. And now the umpire says my ball.
It's great work there by Blewett too. He was caught behind. He just managed to... But Butcher went for the chest mark instead of putting the arms out wide as well.
10 minutes final quarter. 18 points. Maffra are pressing. Butcher taps it down. Quickly gave a handball to Anderson. Anderson coughed it up though to Stubb. And then Stubb give it back to Butcher. And we'll have another ball up. Right in front of Maffra's goal. 25 metres out. Searching from a goal from a stoppage. They've only kicked 4 for the afternoon. They've kicked 14 behind. Butcher grabs it out of the ruck, puts it on its way, and slams it through the middle. All clear. More call touched. Umpires say no. Now they say, hang on a second. I know you've just called the goal. I want to have a chat. The umpire says it doesn't matter. All clear. Maffra get the goal through Butcher.
Yeah, great stoppage goal then too by Butcher. He's just starting to make his presence felt. We've seen him in the past win games off his own boot, late in games as well. I think we even talk about a grand final that many years ago that he actually won it off his own boot. So here's their chance now, the Eagles.
And on the scoreboard, just 2 goals of difference on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. 5-14 Maffra, 44 to 7-14, 56 more.
So it hasn't reached any real heights, but the interest is still well and truly alive because of the margin as Maffra go forward again. A quick kick forward, round forward 50. If they can get a handle on it here, we could spell danger. Alex Carr, he tries to thread the tackle and he shouldn't have. Dropping the ball when he was just about to surge the Eagles forward. 1 minute.
Hang on.
A free kick, the umpires called too high. I can't believe it, neither can McFarlane. Carr from 55. Can he find a winner? He can. Butcher nearly got it. Another chance. A kick. He's taken off the ball as he attempted to kick for goal. 10 metres from the Eagles' goals. Wow. I tell you what, I think Morwell have got the short end of the stick on a couple of occasions here.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a game on, though, and intensity has lifted. You can feel it through the effects mic from the tap down. Trying to roll it with Stubb. Gets to the top of the square. Hillier's back there for the Tigers. Barrels one out. It's a one-on-one. McDonald, that's Cody and Allman. Now some help through Robbins. They get it back. Kick around the body this time was from Anderson. Inside 50 it goes. No one can mark. Ball in dispute. Grant just coughed it up. Head over it again was Sam Robbins. Gives it back again. Anderson will put it back inside. And going back again, Max Linton. And he's at a game for the Tigers.
It's a great mark under pressure here. Now they're just calling the slow play here as well.
It's all stagnant. I don't know why.
Why? Just move. Let's go. Let's get the run going.
The Tigers are out on their feet. The Eagles will sense something. High kick. Big spoil from the back. And John O'Boyd puts it 15 rows back.
When you give young teams confidence, Morwell's giving them the confidence because of obviously the turnover game that we've seen.
This is a danger sign right now. Tigers are out on their feet. The Eagles are young, they're enthusiastic, and they've got a sniff. 13 minutes gone, final quarter. Margin, they trail by 12.
Left half forward flank, 1-2 touches, but again, as you called perfectly, here's the best chance they've had all afternoon. Tahara, a kick for goal, and it's gone all the way. A contender for the Zambrero, and a contender to snatch the game.
That full momentum you spoke about for young players, Scott, and you called it perfectly too, because you had some young talent then. with the ball in his hand as well. And what a finish. The ball just did him all the favours in the world then too. We are game on.
6 points the difference in the score on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, coming up to the 14-minute mark of the final quarter. Maffra 6-14-50, trailing Morwell 7-14-56.
Eagles have kicked the last 5 goals of the game. Tigers haven't kicked one since the 5-minute mark of the third quarter and look in trouble. To the naked eye to me, the Tigers are out on their feet. They can't go with this young Eagles side. And I can sense the Eagles getting their first victory here unless the Tigers can pull something out of the bag in the middle of the ground. Scott gives it to Carr. They are all over him, the Eagles. And Carr goes to Butcher. Butcher can mark on his chest in the end. And on a slightish angle from only 25 metres out, looks to tie things up.
What great play there by young Scott. Just to have the awareness to get that handball to Carr. Carr gets an extra 2 more steps and he goes for goal, but the kick was perfect to Butcher. He's just got to kick this one here, and I think it's going to be dim days for Morwell.
Even when the Tigers do get the football, they're stagnant, they're slow, they don't want to take any more risks, they want to go back in their shell and they don't want to run. And on the transfers, the Eagles are completely opposite. Directly down the middle of the ground, they've taken the run, and this is what young kids do. Boxer called it at the start of the game and said that Maffra will upset sides throughout the season. Well, this might be the first one, and we're only 5 rounds in. As Butcher comes in, he's been a little off this afternoon. This one, it's a wobbly ball drop. And it hits the post. But the margin is within a kick now.
6-15-51 Maffra, 5 points in arrears of Morwell, 7-14-56. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, 15.5 minutes played.
We had the perfect look then, sorry Scott, with just the way he dropped the ball to
it fell forward.
It fell forward.
Yeah. Yep.
It ended up kicking a banana kick from a set shot. So
this is the big moment for the Morwell Bowling Club right there. This next 3-4 minutes of play will determine the winner.
So the Tigers bring the ball back into play. The visitors go towards the outer side. Big fly, but at ground level. It's all the Eagles. Felsberg goes to centre half forward. Geez, he needed to find a man and couldn't. Cooling, so cool, like his dad. Centre half back. Looks left, looks right.
No run.
Here he
There's
goes.
no run at all.
He wants to go right, and he goes right, all right. Long towards Brandon Bailey, who takes and then plays on from half-back flank to the wing. Needs a favourable bounce to the Tigers, and they get it. They do it nicely. 2 through Cody McDonald. They give ground to Berkeley McFarlane. He goes inboard, back to Cooling, standing start, gathers 40. Right half forward flank, ground level. It's Maffra again. They've got some time. They don't need to panic either side. There's plenty of time. Bedgood's the target. I thought pushed in the back. The umpire says no. Well, they're owed a couple. And so now, through Max Linton, goes to right half forward flank. 1, 2 grabs, couldn't take it. Ground level, Cody McDonald. Inside forward 50. McDonald takes the ball. And I tell you what, he was hit fair and square, I thought, but he hasn't moved since being hit. And now he just tries to find his feet. Bailey, a quick kick after snatching it from the pack within 5 metres of goals. First player there. Could it be Campbell? No, it can't be. Handball out. I reckon Bailey's finding it hard. Boyd Bailey fighting hard to find it. Keep it in play and can't. Wow.
Tell you what, I know it was a bit scrappy after that, but Brandon Bailey's run from half-back is the only one this quarter that has actually done something with it. And the margin still sits at 5 points. 17 minutes. Said the next couple of minutes will be important. It's in the Tigers' forward line. There's a free kick paid out of this. Ruck contest goes to the ruckman in Scott.
Gee, free kicks, I'll get a count off you later, Paul Carter, but it just feels like it's going a lot Maffra's way.
Handball's out the back to right. He went out wide. He found Robbins on the outer side there.
To 3-quarter time, it was 18-17 Maffra's way. It's 5-2 this quarter.
Kick goes down the line. Big fly from Linton out the back. Handball from Anderson to Burr. The ruckman shrugged the tackle. Back to Linton. Quick kick. Going to be picked off though. Felsberg has it at half-back. Can they get some run?
He's been good.
He has been very good. Are we striking Felsberg?
22 disposals.
He's been good. He gives a handball to Alex Carr. He a little chip little kick on this occasion. Little neat one too, it was, to Bedgood. Normally we've seen with a thumping kicks, but Bedgood has it. The problem with this though, and there's a free kick. Now the umpire, 40 metres away, have paid this one against Maffra, and it's going to go to the Tigers' Zach Anderson. So the Tigers get one back.
I don't get this game.
No, I don't know either. As Anderson Goes close to the boundary line. McFarlane's the target. Had to stand tall. Gets out the back. Hillier had one bite at it. Had two. Gives a handball. Here we go. The coach can seal it for the Tigers. Missed everything. Over the back. Brandon McDonald. Diving mark. Hard up on the boundary line. And he'll take his time. 18 3/4 minutes gone.
So Nick Lucchino, after his attempt from a similar angle in the last quarter, does he go check side or left foot?
He's going to do it again.
He's going to go left foot.
He's going to go again, but he needs to keep it tight. He had a lazy leg last time. He's just got to keep it very, very hard and stiff.
Left foot round the body. That's better. He likes it on this occasion. He had a heavy hit a couple of minutes ago. He bounced back from that. And he puts it through for the Tigers, a much important one. The margin's out to 11.
And when you're going to kick like that around the corner, you've got to be hard and strong over the ball. The first time he attempted it, it went straight. This time he's done it perfectly, hit it perfectly.
And the margin out to 11 points, as Darryl said. We've played 19 minutes in the final quarter, and we have on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, Morwell 8-14-62, leading Maffra 6-15-51.
Maffra got Butcher on the bench at the moment. That's Danny Butcher. You'd really want him in this centre clearance at the 19-minute mark, wouldn't you?
You need your best on the ground when it's like this.
So ball, centre of Maffra's home ground. I reckon getting the tap down on that occasion was Charlie Burr. Ground level, Burr lays a tackle. Was it a push in the back? The umpire will certainly pay it.
Not officiating.
No, and it's been the case.
Yeah.
Probably on a handful of occasions minimum. Non-officiating umpire calling the shots as Carr goes inside forward 50. Nice, strong mark by Tyler Brown.
Oh.
Gives ground bad. Bench good. Oh, my goodness. He went across the face of goals. Might not have seen bench good, and bench good chucked up the one paw, pulled it in, and now from 30 metres out in the slightest of angles. So bench good. Doesn't take too much time. Off the boot, goes right. Will it come back? He's done it a million times at training, and it does not come back.
Let off for the Tigers.
Yeah, 10 points the margin.
6-16-52 Maffra, trailing Morwell 8-14-62.
Can I ask a question? What's the shortest way home?
Straight down the middle. All right. So bringing it back in, Brandon Bailey to the near side. Target will be Burr. Big ruckman. Don't stand any taller. Give a handball back to Cooley. Tries to shrug a tackle. And the umpire says, my ball. With a ball up 55 metres out from Maffra's goal. 21 minutes have gone. The margin sits at 10. Bedgood with a miss a couple of minutes ago. Now he's doing some ruck duties. Taps it straight towards the boundary line. Lucky on that occasion. But it bounced and rolled over.
No quarters made 27 minutes today. So it gives us 6 minutes of play probably.
Well, let's have a look at it. We've had 3 goals kicked. Mind you, it's been all Maffra goals. 3 of them. Oh, sorry, Brandon McDonald was for the Tigers, so it's 2-1 in the final quarter. Burr with a tap down. At ground level there. Trying to crash through. This time was Carr. He slipped over, but he goes and fights again. Somehow gets a handball back to Ross. They go back to Felsberg. Quickly works hard for the Tigers. There is McAuliffe. So's Bailey. No one can get a clean handle away. And they've gained a few metres. The Tigers will do a ball up again.
What do? Just keep rolling the dice if you're Maul and go for that win, or do you play a player behind the ball?
Player behind the ball, 10 points. We've got 2 opportunities here. Here we go. Contest, this time Scott. Good tackle, laid. Dropping the ball.
You've got to be joking.
I thought the first tackle was too high, and Morwell expected the same. Can't pick what it was for, but you better get up because you don't want to give away another 50.
No.
Carr, possibly the best on ground in what could potentially be a losing side. Carr wanted to play on. Umpire sort of ignored that. Now Alex Carr kicks from half forward, needs to find a winner. Butcher was the target. Out the back it's going to go. Can they get a kick on goal here? They can't at the moment, and Morwell under pressure will go for the boundary. Cooling shrugs off the opponent and then gives the ball to boundary umpire. 20 metres from Maffra's goals. Let me paint the picture here for you. 22 and a half minutes gone, final quarter. 10 points the margin. The visitors leading, but Maffra, the home side, are within striking distance, just 20 metres from their goals on the grandstand side.
So ball comes back in. Butcher do the ruck duties. Taps it forward. Socket off the ground by Brandon Bailey. Tap forward for the Tigers. Gray gives it to Boyd Bailey. Check side kick's going to land in our commentary box. And it's out of bounds on the full. And John O'Boyd for the Eagles will quickly play on to Ed Carr. You'll thump this inside forward 50. A high ball. A big pack. No one can mark. Ground level. Brown does well to Grant. Goes backwards, coughs it straight up and gives it straight to Brodie Tohar.
Did that hit the post?
And Tahara's missed it. Hit the post. That was your big moment for the Morwell Bowling Club right there for the Eagles.
Maffra 6-17-53, trailing by 9 points. Morwell 8-14-62. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard.
Nervous footy again. They're just it's not slow tempo. Get it out of the danger area.
A handball backwards into a danger zone directly in front. You don't do that. Anderson brings it back in. Hilly are the target. They'll want the boundary line, the Tigers. And McAuliffe will just do that as well. Boundary throw in. 23, make it 24 minutes gone. As Paul Carter said, they don't go more than 27. Here's Rob Popplestone.
Last couple of minutes, let's drive it home. Hey, for Gippsland Live, ball thrown back in. Nicely thumped towards the boundary line. Burr wastes precious seconds, at least they're precious to Maffra.
James Reed's gone forward and Brandon McDonald's followed him box up.
He has. They're going to need to get numbers forward here.
2 straight kicks required. But before you get the second, you need to get the first. Alex Carr, best man on ground from my point of view, goes inside forward 50. Bedgegood gets an unfavourable bounce, but then lays a really good tackle and keeps it inside forward 50.
So he was very lucky. Then Quigley as well too. The tackle was good. The umpires have been throwing that all day. As soon as you get tackled, they're calling it.
Tigers need to go man on man.
They do. 48 metres from Maffra's goals. Scott wants to leap and then thump, and he does exactly that. Taharo's been busy. Nicely done by Brown. A clearing kick towards McDonald. Thumped in front of that player. He'll punch towards the boundary. He gathers all of 25 metres after a rusty start. He's kicked 3 and doing some good things up the ground now as well.
So margin at 9. Can't be too long to go. We've ticked over 25 minutes here in round 5 of the Alinta Energy Gippsland League. Great to have your company. It's been an entertaining game, albeit both sides have kicked 14 and 17 points respectively. Carr will kick this off the ground. Cooling looks to be out of his feet as well. Gathers it, bumped, hit, tackled, good boundary line, finds it.
Smart play.
So Linton's on his own down back for Morwell. Reed's gone forward. Quigley's with him as well.
Maffra's got to roll the dice, thump it somewhere to open space. The Tigers want to hold it in. Berg grabs it out of the ruck, handballs to the boundary line. Felberg tries to keep it in, couldn't do so. And again, another boundary throw in. How do you open this up from Maffra box?
They're going to get the ball at the back, Scud. I think they've got to get to that open space at the back behind the pack here.
Scott's just got to try and flick it out the back. Burr's his company, though. He tries to keep it close. Handballs, that could be holding the ball.
It is.
And it is. Now Scott will get the free kick.
He better have a bit of urgency about him too. Scott needs to push back real quick.
They'll look for a runner here. Felsberg's behind him.
So Scott's going to thump it in. It's an awkward kick. This one might come off. Bailey goes back with a flight. And the coach says, I'll take a little bit of time off the clock now. He'll go backwards by foot, finds Linton. Linton holds onto it as well. Goes short to Lopez. Can't mark. Boundary throw in. You've just got to complete the basics. Siren sounds. And the Tigers at 26-minute mark have won it by 9 points. They were out on their legs. They kicked the final goal at the 19-minute mark, but prior to that, it was a 5-goal avalanche from the Maffra Eagles, but they've come up short. Both sides have wasted opportunities. Maffra 6-17-53 have gone down to the Tigers 8-14-62 in round 5. And we've got the post-game of the Gippsland Live coming up after the break. We'll have a chat to one of the best on play, best on grounds for the Tigers. And we'll give our Zambrero goal of the day as well. It is Gippsland Live. It's on TRFM, and it's thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.